Hey everybody, it's Nate with the EFW podcast. Doing a little special one here today. I'm alongside my good buddy as per usual.
It's me, Roger.
Hi Roger.
That's me.
So it's funny because with the podcast I found out that a couple people that listen to it are listening to it while I'm at work, while they're working.
Hey, same here.
So I was laughing because I was talking to my buddy who was listening to the Action Movie podcast.
Ooh.
Which put it probably the best way was since I already had a couple of drinks. It was my podcast with me turned to 11.
I can see that.
And I was like, yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can definitely agree with that. So welcome everybody to the podcast. Hopefully if you're listening to us, you might be kicking back at work. Maybe you're driving down the road carefully. Bored at home. Or you just need background noise while you study. By the way, you probably shouldn't study with us in the background because we're kind of stupid. We might bring your test scores down.
I mean, yeah, I got nothing for that. I tried.
We all tried. We all got through school. We graduated. It doesn't matter.
I had learned
We're
me my
adults. We're adults down.
I had learned me my diploma.
We got my diploma. I had to get no JED.
I think it's GED.
I think it's GED. If you want to be fancy. But either way, enough rambling on that.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, the reason that everything kind of kicked off into rambling because it's our new feature that we've been doing with the podcast, which is Beer of the Cast. So today I'm drinking the wonderful, it's the Martin House beer. It's a Best Made Sour Pickle beer. And I know it drives you and a couple other people crazy that I just drink this like nothing.
Just straight. I mean,
I love pickle. I can drink pickle juice by itself. I love pickle juice.
I mean, you give me tomato juice for that, and I'll drink it.
I'm sure you will.
I can drink it if it's tomato juice, but
I don't know. One of my other buddies can only drink this if he's already had a couple. And this is just supplementing everything he's already drank.
at that point, it's just like water.
Pretty much, but everything is at that point.
I mean, of course, he can drink it.
But you know what really gets me kicked out when it comes to drinking?
Do pray
It's
tell.
like when we're at a con or anything.
Oh yeah.
It's when you're kicked back, listen to music with your bros.
Oh, that travel music.
Running music, the party music, whatever it is. Like I said, this is what the podcast is today. It's about music. We haven't talked much about it. I know we've rambled. We've had the Weebcast where we talked about anime.
Yep.
We just had the Action Movie podcast. We had the Horror Movie podcast.
That was a fun one.
But most definitely, I had fun with those two theme podcasts.
Yeah.
And this one I think we should as well. Because one thing a lot of people probably already realize, and it's something that we all do every day, is we all listen to music.
Oh yeah, definitely. While you're at work.
Which is funny because I was making that. When I was starting coming up with the idea for the podcast, I was talking with Mike and Turbo here at the Electric Starship, and I was saying, what is one thing I can't think of how many people drive without listening to anything.
Ooh, see, I can't do that. I can't just
See, exactly. But then all of a sudden Turbo goes, well, my other car, don't have radios. So I was like, well, there goes my method into my madness. And I was like, fair. If you don't have a working radio, understandable. You're driving without music, but I know people who've had busted radios that are still listening to music because they have it on their phone.
Yeah, I imagine they kind of,
But
kind of the ears.
music is the great life filler,
Oh,
and I'm
God.
sure that we all do it. 'Cause I know I do it.
Yeah,
It's your background.
it really is.
That's what gets you through the day. That's kind of what gets you kind of kicked up in the mood. I will tell you, I have driven when I'm going to work. I will have Mick Gordon's Mastermind from the Doom soundtrack
Jesus.
playing, and I'm just driving, just driving, like nothing's wrong. But if you were to pop into my truck, you'd like
Yeah, I mean,
nothing, just like nothing. Or the only thing they fear is you is probably my favorite of the Doom songs.
That's
that,
what-
and of course Rip and Tear. You can't go wrong with Rip and Tear.
those two are my big work songs. Like when I'm at work, because I do a lot of heavy lifting. It's like, so when I hear that, like I just get jacked. I just like
It brings you to that. It brings you literally to that moment of
Like, I'm-
when the Doom music kicks in.
Like, literally, yeah. So I'm over here carrying 40-pound, 50-pound boxes. And I'm like, saying,
Trust me, ladies out there, Roger is stronger than that. I hope.
well, I mean, what I usually do is like if I see like 4 or 5 boxes put together, I'm like, I say fuck it, and I like hear that music, just like I just lift them all up like all at once, go ham on it. Should I do that? Not really. It's not really good. But
Roger can't lift, but he's a great cook, ladies.
I mean, I can lift about at least like at least 2 to 3 40-pound boxes at once.
There you go.
At least.
Ah.
Is it exponential? Oh, not really, but compared to the other guys.
That's music for you. It's what gets you going sometimes.
It can be
You're
a
walking,
motivation.
you're living your day, and you're just enjoying your background music. Because every movie
Oh, yeah.
has that great soundtrack with background music.
Oh, definitely.
With me, when I'm driving, it's either something smooth and easy or straight up just Doom soundtrack.
Oh, you want to go ham.
Heck, when we drive to cons, we're normally rambling the most of the way because we're trying to keep each other awake because we're on the road.
Oh, definitely.
But we have a little bit of music playing in the background.
It's like something a little cruising.
If it's usually in your car, because you have your iPod hooked up.
Yeah.
And you were usually listening to like video game or anime soundtracks.
It's a plethora, it's a mix, but yeah, it's a majority.
Same thing. If you're with me in my truck, it's the same thing. I have my YouTube up and I have it playing random music. It's pretty much what my iPod is, which is random music from everything. As you may know, I don't know. We haven't really talked much about musical interests. We know one thing about Roger and his music interests, but I love my metal. I got into metal like some odd years ago, and I've always enjoyed it. An old friend of mine got me into it, and she's the one that kind of was like, no, I can rock out to this. This is awesome.
Oh yeah,
it's music that you can really get down to. And then I actually got, and back then, kind of going back further, I used to get into a lot of. I used to be into like a house and industrial,
right?
But not like. It was weird because I would listen to like the sound bits that they used to do on like YouTube or Daily Video.
Yeah.
And it was just they weren't known bands. It was just like basement dudes with DJ stands, just playing it out.
Yeah.
And then a good buddy of mine I used to work with him was working at Sprint. Was introduced me a bit into like industrial. And I was like, industrial? I don't think I've ever really heard of industrial. I listened to a little bit of house, a little bit of trance and all that. But he looked at me dead in the face and he goes, industrial's the kind of music you fuck to. And then I started listening to it, I was like, boy, my hips hurt thinking about it. That thing's just moving. But I do love, like, Fatboy Slim's probably one of my favorite out there.
I've been on a kick lately.
Chemical Brothers. I love Chemical Brothers. The Chemical Brothers I got introduced to through Jet Set Radio Feature.
Yeah.
Because they have a Chemical Brothers song on there.
Man, I have not heard those names in years.
Or if you want to go all the way back, because I was born in 89, so... Some of the music when I was growing up was hanging out with my mom, so I listened to a lot of great 80s and 70s hits. But when you're driving around in a car in the 90s with the radio, you had a lot of great 90s hits.
Oh, God.
So, I grew up with a lot of Eurobeat and Euro dance was the thing of the 90s.
It really was.
You had Ace of Base coming out.
Ace of Base, Real McCoy.
Real McCoy is a good one.
See, I feel like they were very underrated, in my opinion. Because they had a few good tracks.
DJ Alice had a really good one. Better Off Alone.
Yeah. Oh,
so that song gets sometimes I'm driving just like.
It kind of makes you wonder.
Maybe I am.
Sometimes you think so, but you try not to think too hard on it.
It's like here at and then while we're at the ESO here, the Extraction Arcade, ESA. I know. There's always, enjoying some good music, kicking back some beer. Like today I'm doing, like I said, my pickle beers. Roger, what are you kicking back on beers?
So today I'm actually changing it up. Aside from the Yingling, I am trying, it's a brand of Rough Tail Brewing Company. It is Everything Rhymes with Orange IPA.
Nothing rhymes with orange.
That's the funny part. I'm not really a big fan of IPAs, but this one's actually pretty good. It's like I call it drunken grapefruit. Or
my introduction to IPAs was Deep Ellum.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I got my start with them. I mean, of course, when we had our buddy Tate here, I was like, try this IPA.
Good old Tate, DJ Tate.
Oh, yeah, we need to bring him back one day. So he's a really big fan of IPAs. I tried this one. I was like, okay. They started growing me. Not my first choice, but...
I wish he was here because he'd be perfect for the music.
Oh, he would be.
He used to DJ.
Yeah, that's right.
You may have heard during the Halloween podcast. We call him by his DJ name. But yeah, I mean, music, like I said, it's just the way of all of us. You might can tell this is the Off the Rails podcast. I usually write down a timeline and not a script. I can't script what the hell.
We have like a notebook of just ideas and transitions.
And it's sitting in my book right here, but I didn't get into it.
We just kind of like segue into like different subjects of the sorts.
We're usually pretty decent at segues, and Mike really is really good at doing segues.
Mike is perfect for that.
But just that's the way how it goes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I said, kind of going into it, it's just
why not?
I figured let's do an off the rails one. I got lazy. I didn't want to write.
To me, it's my favorite.
It's candid.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be raw. It's real.
I'm not just calling.
Pulling the pure essence of the podcast so that everyone who's listening can really enjoy it. Because it's like it really grabs you by the soul. No hipster. That doesn't work for you. You're giving me a dirty look. I wish we had a video podcast. You can see the dirty look.
We'll eventually get the camera set up so you can see my face because
you're done with me.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, fine. I quit.
Okay, that's fine. The door's right over there.
That's fine.
The door's right there.
Trust me, get up.
Anything that takes more than 12 steps isn't really worth walking at all. But anyway.
Yeah, that's why I don't do Alcoholics Anonymous.
That's a joke, people. It's only a joke. We're only
kidding. I'm not an alcoholic. I am a very controlled person when it comes to drinking.
I'm a social alcoholic.
Kind of getting ourselves back onto the music.
Anyway.
So
we just kind of wing it.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like I said, I love 90s Euro dance. I did like a lot of electronic.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, can't go a day without listening to Sandstorm every now and then. You
Oh,
gotta have
you
Dirty
gotta-
Sandstorm.
you
All the
gotta-
versions of it. I like all the versions of Sandstorm.
There's more than one version?
There's multiple versions of it.
Really?
There's a remix that DJ just done, and there's actually 2 versions that Darude has done.
Really?
So that's like a different intro.
Okay,
But I think
I
my favorite is one that everybody should know.
The classic, you
Yeah,
know,
everybody always heard that
like
on the radio.
raves, at the parties,
And
whatever
you heard it on the radio, and the best part is if you ever watch the music video, it's a great music video.
Oh,
because
my
it's
God.
a bunch. It's like the secret spy kind of running around,
Oh,
trying to
yes.
run away, and it dates itself because it's got like an old '98 Dodge Viper in it,
Yellow Viper.
a yellow Viper.
The Yellow Vipers, back when Yellow was badass at the time.
That was it. I tell you, and that was great. But
How about the date? How old we are? If you ever seen Run Lola Run, that's what it kind
God.
of reminds you of. We're still not gonna. You know what? Don't worry. Scratch that. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's the thing that everybody has something in common. Just about everyone I've heard, at least 99.99% of people I know, are huge into music.
Oh, very
I
much.
say 99.9 because I'm sure there's somebody out there who's not a music lover, which is fine and dandy.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their way.
They got
but
their
everybody
things.
I know has their music.
Oh, definitely.
I'm big on Gorillaz. I love the Gorillaz.
Oh, Gorillaz is a
Everything
classic.
from their singles all the way up to like their newer stuff.
Yep.
Be it like anything that came out like Saturn Bars or.
That was a trippy video. I saw a good song, but the video is trippy as hell. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
right.
This way, at a con, we actually saw a girl cosplaying as Noodle from the Saturn Bars music video.
Really?
And she was dancing everywhere. It was that match I was hanging out with Jared.
Oh,
and we were
that's
walking
right.
around. And I saw this girl. She was dancing the entire time. She
Damn.
was doing the Dare Noodle dance to the like Saturn Bars. Like wrong song, but great.
But we're not gonna nitpick.
You're
I mean,
doing
I'm not
good.
gonna nitpick. You know.
But I was like, I saw her later, and she was like lay down on the floor using her friend as a pillow. I was like, oh no, that girl passed out.
Oh, she's done for
She
the night?
danced everywhere. No, she is done.
She is
for the
done?
day. She's done. Aces, call it a day. Put a fork in it. She's done.
Hey, you know what? Why not? We still
but-
need to do that cosplay one day,
Oh yeah.
but eventually.
The,
But yeah, no, Gorillaz is it's a good
Oh
one.
yeah. Now of course I love rock. I was a fan of new metal, so I like
Yep.
Korn and all that. I'm
Korn's good.
old school Metallica. Got some good Pearl Jam in there.
Oh,
Eric
Pearl
Clapton,
Jam.
that man can play guitar like no one's business. Up there
Ooh.
with Eddie Van Halen.
There is a lot of guitar people I've recently gotten into as of late.
You know what's
My
funny? I
roommate.
actually learned something recently. Speaking of
Yep.
Van Halen, was in Back to the Future. And anyone who watches like YouTube shorts and has got my YouTube short, I saw the same one. It's so the scene in Back to the Future where he stands over him wearing the radioactive suit, he puts the headsets on George,
Yeah.
and he starts blaring Van Halen.
Yeah.
So if you look at the tape, it's not done as Eddie, it's done as Edward Van Halen.
Huh.
Because they asked them to do a song for the thing, and they couldn't get it going through. But Van Halen was like, "Hell yeah, I'll do it!" So he did some hard licks for that scene. So he had to be credited as Edward Van Halen.
Wow.
And
I never actually knew that.
watching that man play guitar is crazy.
Dude, he makes love to that thing. Like, I'm over here, my roommate showed me Van Halen, some other guy. I have to remember the name. I'll probably ask him tonight what other guitars, but when he showed me the Van Halen guitars, oh my god, that dude just makes love to those things.
Magic.
Oh,
And I was listening, and one day my mom was like, "Have you ever heard of Eric Clapton?" And I looked at my mom, I was like, "Eric Clapton." So I started listening, like, "Oh, Cliffs of Dover, brilliant." Oh, that man, great.
you know,
I'm sure there's a bunch of other great guitarists out there, but these are the ones that I always stick out to me.
Oh, definitely.
Kirk Hammett, Metallica. I'm
Oh,
a huge Metallica fan, even though they have their whole Napster thing.
Yeah.
But still great. I love Metallica. You can't go wrong with a good Master of Puppets.
Oh, God,
One
yes.
is probably my favorite song from them, though.
Master Puppets is one of the good ones.
My music tastes are all over the place.
Same here. It's not like.
But I will say that if it comes right down to it, you'll normally hear me either listening to Mick Gordon with his Doom soundtrack just because get you going,
Yeah.
or it's Metallica.
Yeah.
I do like Mr. Metallica. I listen to to a good bit of it on there when it kicks off on my. It's one of the songs I have a really bad case of music ADD, and y'all see me do it. So
Yeah.
I'll keep flipping through songs.
We listen like maybe 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and it's like, okay, I'm done. But I
got the part that I wanted to hear, and that's it.
That's
but
what
I
it
usually
turns out.
stick longer on like Metallica and other songs like that.
Well, that's a plus. At least now I know if Metallica's on the radio,
Oh, yeah.
I'll be sure to listen to the whole song.
And then and then a previous podcast, I think it was during the Week podcast, we actually talked a little bit about this, that you have a huge Offspring love.
Very much so, yeah.
And Offspring's great on that. I mean, Pretty Fly for a while guy.
Oh, God.
Hit
They're-
that. Oh.
Yeah, so that's actually the song that got me into them in the first place, was Hit That. And it was, the funny thing was, I actually heard the song a long time ago in a movie trailer. I don't know if you remember, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was Chris Rock. He died too early, and so like, hey, we don't have your body, but we don't have your original body, but we're gonna send you back in another guy's body, in a rich
Oh,
white
and then
guy.
they put in the old white guy. Yeah.
And now
I know a movie. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, and that was literally they had Pretty Fly for a white guy as the trailer background for that one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I never knew until like maybe 5-6 years later. I'm like,
Any of my subscribers listening right now, if you know what it is, post in the comments because I'm sure I'm going to get mad. I'm going to look it up after the podcast
Please
and get mad
do.
about it because it's going to hit me all of a sudden.
like I have an idea what the name could be, but I'm not too sure. So
Shout out to one of my subscribers who listens to me at work.
Ooh.
Super cool guy. He's the one that told you to speak up. You know him.
Oh,
we had a conversation.
Okay, it's not like I wasn't.
Shout out to my bud.
It's not like I was in front of the microphone the entire time. But okay.
Let me do all you. What's up, guy? It's good to see you there, guy. I don't know why I do that weird voice with a bunch of people I work with.
Yeah, you kind of do the Canadian South Park guy.
I do the weird Canadian thing. Hey, buddy. Well, I don't do the Canadian stuff. I do the fun. I have found myself doing a lot of Letterkenny stuff after watching it, and it's just. It gets like it's just hilarious. And then me, when I was working with my other buddy that got me more into metal, he's the one that got me into Cannibal Corpse gym.
Oh yeah.
Was it was just always what's
Okay.
going on there, bud?
Oh, dude, I remember Jim. Good guy.
I do that. I'll be honest. I do that to customers all the time.
How you doing there, bud?
How you doing there, buddy? What's going on there, buddy?
I know we're derailing, but every now and then I was playing Final Fantasy 14 a couple weeks ago. So someone actually had their avatar name as Puppers. I'm like, how you doing there? Hi, Puppers. Like, how you now? Like, good and you? Not so bad. And literally, we're in a dungeon, just letterkenning this entire dungeon the entire time. So I can go for a dart. How about you, Puppers? I can go for a dart.
Another quick sidebar. I'm ready for Shorzy.
Yes.
After seeing that, I was like, oh, I'm ready. I want to see him going off on everybody.
And you see his face too, so that's a plus.
Yeah, with his cool little maple tattoos and everything. His maple leaf tattoo. Yeah.
Oh my god. So that's another
If you
good
didn't
show.
know, in Letterkenny, Shorzy is played by the same guy who plays Wayne.
Yeah. And they have the same face, obviously, because you know they didn't really change it up.
Can't change Wayne.
You really can't change Wayne, but it's really good. So sidebar once again, check it out when you get a chance. It's on Hulu, Crave TV.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, we don't have that, but
Hulu. We got Hulu. You know, they appear on Hulu.
So it's on Hulu for sure. Definitely check it out.
They do have a YouTube channel where they first got started off.
Yes.
So take a look at them. They have a lot of original shorts before they became big, and they're pretty hilarious.
Very hilarious.
But kind of going back into things. So like I said, Roger loves Osprey. I know he does.
Yeah.
He's got a huge hold on there, and I don't know if you got into it or it was DK that got. You probably know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Toho music.
Yeah, so that one was, I really can't pinpoint it because I want to say it was DK that might have got me into that, but it was more, he got me into the games first.
Yeah, I know he got you in the games.
In the games for sure, and then afterwards, the music just started, I think the music just shortly followed, but like, some of the arrangement they have is just this is one of those series where it's been out for like 20, maybe 24, 25 years.
Tell me more about these bad apples.
Oh my God!
If anyone who knows that goes to any kind of website that does a lot of flash kind of lists on that thing, and I'm gonna name drop. They're probably gonna get mad. Hopefully they don't get too mad. But 4chan had an F board, flash board. It still kind of works. They're running on Ruffle and here and there. But every now and then when they have Tuesdays, I think it's Tuesdays.
Yeah.
They have Toho. No, it's Toho Thursdays and Toho
Thursdays,
Tuesdays. But they play Bad Apple in all different versions, be it 3D, 2D, they have black and white. It's always a cutout. It's Marisa, I think.
Yeah, it's
flying around. Yeah,
it just transitioned through a lot of characters.
Yeah, and that's where I first found out a little bit about Toho through that. Because he worked, he did, what's his name? They used to do a lot of stuff with Toho. Was a 4chan kind of guy.
Yep.
And, he did his thing, and I think but he got pretty high up there because being an indie developer, a guy that kind of is a basement gamer.
Yeah.
That decided to make himself into a basement game developer, created this wonderful bullet hell of a game, Toho, which is spelled Touhou, right?
So depending on where you're at, I mean that's usually how most people spell it.
Well, there's number 2 and HU.
Yeah, so Touhou, or because most people, the people out there that are big fans of this, I know you're gonna be like, that's not how you spell it. The correct way is
one of the many spellings.
Yeah, so the proper spelling, if the comments will correct you, is going to be Touhou.
Okay, so I was right then.
Yeah.
No, good. I was right.
Yeah, and so.
Oh no, I'm wrong on the internet. I'm gonna get fucking canceled. No,
Yeah,
I can't get canceled because I'm not being anything else besides wrong. I'm just gonna get flamed.
More or less.
Does people say flamed anymore? Because flamed used.
When
I was growing up, that was the newcast thing of.
They still do that, right? They still
you
flame?
flamed and all that. Well, you know what? I'm dating my age again.
But so
I had a lot of great songs to your soundtrack.
Oh, like the pretty much boss music, background music, whatever it is, it gets remixed and arranged. Like it's even been orchestrated so many times. It's like you see like big band orchestras and just they're
Are
playing.
you subscribed to our own channel? 'Cause I'm subscribed. I am one of the I'm one of the 16 subscribers on my.
I am also one of the subscribers to our own channel.
I don't know if your favorite list is privated. I know I have it favorited.
No,
But if you go through Roger's
available.
favorites, it's going to be a wonderful thing of memes, anime, currently VTubers, and then
VTubers, yeah.
Toho music.
Yeah, it's kind
You
of
have
like in
weird
sections.
blasts of Toho music. And our buddy also makes jokes. It's like, oh great, it's more Toho music for Roger.
I mean, because like I said, it just gets remixed, arranged. It's just, to me, I love listening to it. Every now and then I'm like, yeah, you know this, you know my favorites. I'll have the same song remixed like 5-6 times in a row. It'll be, I even put on music playlists.
You even have the mixes where it's the song mixed with like a song from Initial D.
Yeah, they'll do Initial D remixes, or they'll do like Eurobeat with this song or this and that.
Or Eurobeat. Oh, it's great. But again, it's one of those things that brings us back to the whole idea. It's like playing a game can bring you back to that moment in your life that's just pure happiness. Music does that for everybody else. 'Cause not everybody's a gamer. Not everybody is a weeb. Not everybody is a nerd in their own way. You got people who are just they listen to music and it brings them to that happy place.
Oh yeah.
People who like I know there's people who have their song.
Yeah.
Like my mom and dad, they have their song.
Oh, definitely.
A lot of parents have that. Because my mom always tell me when we listen to some good hits, like be like Earth, Wind, and Fire, and anything like that.
Yep.
The first thing her mind goes back to is partying it up back in the day and the awesomeness of when clubs had the really good songs going on, stuff like that.
She tells you like before you were born, we had a life. We went out dancing. Me and your father, we used to do this.
My dad just say it was like, it reminds me of listening to music at the place. And my mom says, it reminds me of the place, listening to that good music. Or another thing, again.
Yep.
I'm sure we've said this enough, and I don't know if this will become an in-joke, but me and Roger are both Mexican.
Terribly
so we
Mexican.
grew up with the wonderful moments of quinceañeras, barbecues, weddings, birthdays, listening to some good old Tejano.
Oh, God.
If you don't know what Tejano is, it's Texas Mexican music that's just amazingly great. And the fact of you like a guy like David Lee Garza, awesome.
Oh yeah, because I grew up.
Gary Hobbs. Gary Hobbs is I got big on Gary because of my family. In fact, my mom and dad love Gary Hobbs, and we actually got lucky. We went to a family reunion down in Eagle Pass, and he actually was there. So I was like, I got to see the man, the myth, the legend of Gary Hobbs.
Oh wow,
the Texas Tejano music star.
There you go.
Like, oh, that's awesome. This is the guy that I listened to all the music for.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome. I've got a cousin in my family who's a DJ, and that's what he does. He does Tejano music, and it's again bringing back to the idea of music taking you to that place of just remembering great moments.
Oh yeah,
hanging out with the cousins, watching the family drink, gaming it up with them, hanging out, playing pretend, running around. Doing what you usually did before cell phones became the thing, and everybody got stuck watching the screen. I don't know. I haven't been to a recent one, so I know kids don't do it as much. Especially because last time I went to get together with my family, I know a lot of kids were on like DSs.
Yeah,
and had smartphones.
Yeah, in this day and age, it's kind of like because when we were kids,
you ran around, you got into shit.
Yeah, we got.
I can always hear my Thea yelling. I was like, "What are y'all getting into?" Nothing.
Or it was like one of those where they were trying to figure out a way to not get into trouble or stupid shit. Hey, about the day how we are once again, they got say cousin Jimmy or Steve they got a Super Nintendo. Here you go. You kids stay in the room in here and play the games. Don't go outside because you're gonna get hurt. You run around, you get lost or some shit. It'd be something. So they would keep you in the room so you could just play the games all day. And it could be like any game. You listen to places like Mario Brothers, Mario whatever. And once again, every now and then I'll listen to that song. I remember that one Thanksgiving. All the kids upstairs in the room we were playing Yoshi's Island. I'm like, they mentioned it, da, 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 da. So every time when I hear that, I'm like, that takes me back,
And that brings us to the next thing on there, which is video game soundtracks.
Oh yeah,
because already have those games that you're playing, and you get into your mood.
Oh yeah,
you're always enjoying yourself. But then you have the video game soundtrack, and now that we're lucky enough to nowadays to have access to internet radios, like you got YouTube Music, Amazon Music. There's a lot of music options out there. SoundCloud and all that. Especially SoundCloud's got a lot of up and comers and all that.
Oh yeah.
I should see him. He may want to do one of the podcasts with us, but you remember meeting. You remember meeting Rob.
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
weirdo Rob Benji.
Oh, I know Rob.
I'm good friends. He's a family friend. His name is Rob. We call him the weirdo Rob Benji. He's a rapper. Does a lot of down home kind of stuff. Oh, it's great. I mean, he's got some pretty cool stuff out there. I'll see if I can link him into my thing. But
yeah, I remember Rob.
kickback, listen to stuff. Man can lay down some great freestyle. He does a really good. I mean, he knows a lot of the classics, but he can also lay good freestyle. Because we were listening to.
Color me impressed.
I don't know. We were listening to a couple of songs, and all of a sudden he starts laying down bars. He throws me into it. All of a sudden, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is awesome. This is pretty cool, It's just like you don't get thrown into a lot of it. I enjoy that kind of thing.
That's always a good thing. That's always good.
But then something happens when you're playing video games. It's just like, oh yeah, no, this is it.
Oh.
This is my feed. This is my time.
Oh,
listen to
definitely.
the Super Mario songs. Listen to the Yoshi's Island. You love playing.
Yep.
You love playing a lot of the Yoshi stuff on it. I know you're always getting mad about a certain crying baby Mario.
Yeah, that's the only downside. Because to me, it's like when I was younger, it really annoyed me. But now it's like I know my sister and my family was kind of like thinking because when I would play, they would just hear that for like.
Are you saying you were a crying little baby?
I was little sidebar. When I was really little, I was a big crybaby. I was one of the worst. Sisters will tell you. Yeah, I don't really cry much anymore because I cried it all out back when I was like 6 years old. So
Now you drink.
yeah, well, there's always alternatives.
Now you drink.
Now I drink instead of cry.
I'll tell you what.
It's only a joke, people. It's only a joke. I swear.
For now.
We'll see. We'll see where this goes. But yeah, it was just one of those games where it's like I hear the music. I just
So bringing you back on that.
Oh,
thing.
definitely. It goes for like a lot of my childhood games. Like
Toho does that to you. Yoshi's Island does that to
Like
you.
some of the current
Any of the
games.
Final Fantasy music does that.
Oh.
I know because you're a huge Final Fantasy
Final
fan
Fantasy.
too.
Oh,
Yeah, you and our buddies Dune are both Final Fantasy fans. I
Dude.
know that. And
Oh, definitely.
I was listening to music randomly on my on YouTube Music, and some Devil May Cry music came on.
See,
and
I
I was
love
listening
Devil
to
May-
it,
Yep.
and then my buddy Jared, who's a huge Devil May Cry fan, that's what got y'all two to become friends.
Oh, yeah.
with Devil May Cry, and he goes like, "Why you listen to Virgil's theme?" I was like, "You would know that."
Well, I mean,
because again, it brings you to
Yeah.
it connects you to that. It's hilarious.
you kind of know, if you're a big fan of it, you already know off the bat. You don't even have to look at the name. Oh, that's Virgil's theme, or that's Dante, or whatever. Isn't that song that's another good one too. Devil May Cry is kind of one of those songs that gets me motivated too.
You know, it became a bit of a meme. Speaking of music from games like that play similarly,
What's that?
a bunch of the Metal Gear Revengeance music became memes.
Yes, it has. As of late, it started popping up, and I've been on a Metal Gear kick too, mainly Revengeance.
Revenge is all that game.
I've heard
that was a game.
That's
Platinum song, right?
Yeah, Platinum did it.
Platinum,
Yeah,
sorry,
Platinum did it. That's why.
people who did Bayonetta.
Yep, they did Bayonetta. It was kind of like the success, not really successful, but a lot of people that worked on Beautiful Joe also helped make
Are they
that.
with Team Ninja? Or do they work with Team Ninja?
Ooh, actually, I
I
don't
gotta take
know.
a
Actually,
look. So I think they did something with Team Ninja.
we might have to look into that.
I have to look into that. The reason I bring it to you is because I'm a huge Dead or Alive fan.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
again,
yeah.
and I think what was great was I think it was Dead or Alive 3 where they used Aerosmith
Yeah,
as the
it was
intro.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had the case for it, and then you see.
Dream on, dream on.
I don't know why of all songs.
No, the intro kind of was like, oh god, I understand where this character came from. But then you got just Dream On playing.
Yeah, I was like, and then in the back, you got a picture of Steven Tyler on the guitar, rocking out, featuring Aerosmith. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Who have their own game?
Aerosmith?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I'll
wasn't Guitar Hero,
I'll
was it?
throw a rock and see if Mike comes and pesters us and who answers that question because they have a game.
I honestly didn't know
And
that.
I cannot remember the name of them like myself. But like I said, Aerosmith, great band. It's another one of my favorite bands as
Oh,
well
yeah.
because Sweet Emotion.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you want to go to peak 80s kind of like awesome action, kind of back when apocalypse movies were the big thing.
Yep.
You have Armageddon.
Oh, God, man, that was.
Stay awake just to hear you breathe.
That was my sister and my brother-in-law's. That was their. That's
That was
their
their wedding
song.
music, wasn't it?
No, that was their dating song. So
Oh.
so when they were engaged, you know,
I bet you they held hands too.
they held hands and they would kiss each other on the cheeks.
Oh, that's
sometimes.
lewd, sir. This is a podcast that people listen to. Don't be getting that lewd.
Well, I'm sorry. That's kind of what they did, Nate. People do it all the time. Grow up, you prude. Yeah, every time they would call each other, it was like I thought, okay, maybe it's just one or the other. No, they both had it as their ringtone for each other. I'm like, Oh my god, of
Ugh.
all songs to have, you decide to go. I mean, yeah, I get it. I know, it's a love song, but at the same time, it's like, it's like, I'm sort of thinking, why do you have an apocalypse? I don't care anymore. That's your song. I'm not the one dating. I'm not dating you, so whatever. I don't care. A little bit I did because I was a nitpick about it, but whatever. Whatever. It's not it's not my song.
Whatever.
Literally, I'm like, I wish we had a camera so she's like shake her head like an idiot. Anyway, before we go off,
God, the video podcast, we're gonna lose every one of our followers. They'll be like, I don't want to see these people acting like idiots.
Like,
I
they're
barely
so-
put up with them listening like idiots.
they've been shaking their heads for like past 5 minutes, going, yeah, like Beavis and Butthead. I'm like, well, I mean, we'll see. What?
That's a whole other thing.
That'll be another segment. That'll be another podcast. But definitely music. It's one of my favorite things about those is like every now and then when I listen to I'll listen to Aerosmith. Just push play. I'm always just like which I guess we can probably do a good one. Next one right now is like cruising. Nice travel music. Because it's one of those where when I hear just push play, I'm like when we go like say when we go to cons, like 4 or 5 hour just drives, just like. Just grass, nothing, dirt, whatever, just cruising, nothing there. Like, that's another good song. For me, that's another good song to have. Or, you'll know this one. It was from a certain car show. I can't remember the name of it. Something about gears being on top or something. I don't know. But they had a song from the Allman Brothers, Jessica, which is a very good, to me, I think it's a very good driving song for a trip, at least.
If you ever see Roger at a con and he is doing the Stig,
Oh, I need to bring that back. Actually, I need to get a new helmet, though. The other one's kind of...
go ahead and ask if that's a Stig. Because I have a challenge with myself that I can do a different one. Because when they introduced a Stig on this, this Gear Top show,
It was something. It was on
something like
BBC.
that. Because they always said that some say. And then, of course, you get a wonderful thing about the Stig.
Yeah, they say he's
And
like...
inside
he
his
beat this.
wallet, he has a picture of his wallet. What you tried to do, I remember you tried to get an actual picture of your wallet to put in your wallet.
I did, yeah. I tried to. It didn't really pan out too well because it was really hard to get a picture.
It was.
It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm like, it shouldn't be this difficult to get a picture of my wallet.
Well, how many places actually develop? I learned at Walmart that some Walmarts still develop pictures.
Really?
Apparently.
Wow. That's
That's what I said.
we gotta find this.
Right?
No, we'll eventually go. A couple months.
But I had a whole thing. I was trying to have different ones for anybody who asks. 'Cause a lot of people recognize you as a Stig.
Yeah, they did. They did.
And, I think one of my favorite ones was, some say he once watched the entirety of One Piece in one sitting.
Yep.
And that he beat Final Fantasy X2 using nothing but a Guitar Hero controller.
That was
All
a
we
fun
know
one.
is that he is not the Stig. He is the Stig's weeaboo cousin, Weeaboo Stig.
Oh, and then I would proceed to do like weed pose, like they do the peace sign, the
He
cat.
signed the cat. Well, you had cat ears on the helmet eventually.
I did, yeah. I finally got the cat ears, which I may have to get a new helmet because the lining in my old helmet's starting to.
Wear out from the sweat.
Yeah, it's
Because
like,
you're dying of heat exhaustion in there.
And one thing you hate about me doing that was,
You don't talk.
yeah, because as for as long as you know me, I'm a big chatterbox.
You get in the character and you just stop talking.
and that's what I like
And
about
I don't know how we figured it out. I don't know how it worked. But
you made it work.
we have whole conversations and you're not saying a damn thing.
Like all of you just like stare, a slight nod, tilt here.
I think I've gotten used to your body language finally.
At that point, I'm pretty
Because
sure.
you flail a lot.
Yeah,
You talk with your hands a lot.
it's really hard not to. Like, I'm really trying not to talk with my hands right now. Like, they're kind of like, so my hands are kind of interlocked right now, but it's getting a little hard. It's getting tedious. Like, I'm holding it together.
Don't get me wrong, people. Roger has great customer service skills. He will talk to you normally.
I can, yes.
But
It's kind of hard, but yeah. When I did Stig, that's what I had so much fun because you got so agitated.
yeah, man. And then those times where I was annoying everybody else because I had my Bluetooth speaker blaring the
Jessica.
Top Gear version of Jessica,
Yeah,
which was just a loop, and it played for I played that for like an hour.
Oh,
and
yeah.
people were giving me the dirtiest of looks.
They got annoyed, like, okay, we get it.
No, you don't get it.
Yeah. It's like, I think one of my favorite moments was there's a vendor. We went to a dealership once, and they wanted to see it under the visor. So little did they know, the helmet has like sunglasses kind of built in, so you can pull it down for
People
shades.
who are more sorry, that some helmets have the sunglass visor built into it. That you can just pop down, so you don't have to have a second set of sunglasses.
Yeah, and so she wanted to open it, like, okay, and of course, cycling out there, you know how, you want it, you make sure you stiff so it's gonna put some force into it. This poor girl, she couldn't open it, she thought it was locked, like, so So I make sure I put the thing down first. Like, did you lock it? No.
Because I know it's not locked. Just lift it up.
And she's trying to like, okay, so I'm kind of like, okay, let me help you. Boom, lift it up. Sunglasses. Like, oh.
Still don't know who it is.
It's like that.
Playing off the joke.
It was just
But again, that
hilarious.
has the wonderful connection of Jessica.
Jessica.
It's an
Oh,
interesting song.
but the Allman Brothers, they have a lot of good songs aside from Jessica.
Yeah.
Because there's like one. They actually have another one of songs in my iPod, which is Rambling Man. It's very. It's, like I said, it's. I feel like they're very good driving music, at least long trips, long rides.
Okay.
You know, once again, flat roads, dirt, whatever. You know, just that's something on the radio playing in the background, like I said.
It's
But-
the soundtrack of life when you have music playing. You find your own soundtrack, your own background.
It really
you become the character of your own story.
Yeah, you become the main
And
character.
you get to enjoy it yourself because you have your own background music. And sometimes you have that perfect day where you're random. It's just playing everything great.
It's all in the place. It's all the songs.
Everything
that you
just
want.
falls into place.
It's all the right.
I've had
songs.
that happen a couple times when I'm driving to work and I've got some great cruising music.
Yep.
And I get there and it starts doing my little kind of layback music because I'm getting ready to go in.
Oh yeah. You know, you gotta have that theme song every now and then. You know?
I got really lucky once, and then like right when I was about to get on my truck to go walk in to clock in,
Yep.
the last song I had played was just winding down. So I was like,
There you go.
timing. And I know that doesn't happen much because it's that weird chaos theory of the way how everything just works.
Yep. That's
But-
another good thing though, but definitely it's always good to have that because usually, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have like those songs that like to be. I guess once again, like motivated. You know, whatever it is that you do, aside from driving, it's like say, hey, you gotta get to work on this time, or say if you gotta be somewhere. I'm very big on like I like my fast-paced Eurobeat, driving music. So I'm like, most of if some listeners out there know Initial D, I'll go to the iPod. Okay, what do we got?
I was
Gas.
once running in the 90s.
Yeah, like I'll put on Running in the 90s, or I'll put like gas.
I gotta be careful because like when Running 90s comes on, next thing you know, I just want to slam the gas on my truck.
Yeah.
And get it sideways, and I was like, it's very easy to do.
Yes.
I'm gonna find myself completely 360 down, and cop coming on my ass.
That's
I
not
don't want
fun.
that.
That's not fun.
I don't need tickets in my life.
Yeah, but it's like one of those songs. Like today, I had to go pick up a little COVID test from my other sister's house. They're like, hey, they're like, 15 minutes away. It's like, oh shit. It's like, let's do this. So I'm like,
gas.
Gotta step on the gas. So I'm like,
Gas.
So I'm over here like booking it from like my sister's house over here.
We
that's
do
10
not
minutes
condone
away.
bad driving.
Well, I do have a Secret Sales Bad Drivers Club, so I mean,
We do not condone bad driving.
No, we do not. Make sure you drive within the limit.
Drive within the limit.
Drive within the limit. Use your
Make sure you're hands free if you do plan to have your phone ready. Do not be on your phone. Don't be that guy.
Please don't.
Don't be ever. Those people get on my nerves.
At least if you get a message or if you get a text, we're
It
gonna.
can wait. It can actually wait.
We can be those. We're gonna be that PSA saying it can wait.
It can actually wait.
Trust us, we
Or
can.
if you have a, I know Google does it because I can ask my Google to do it. I can be
Yeah. They
like
can
Google,
read
can you
you.
read me my message? And it'll
Yeah.
read it, which is hilarious
Yeah.
because of all the stupid nicknames we have in our chat.
Yeah.
It reads the nicknames. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's always the fun part too. That's another fun thing about that. But yes, that's one thing we will stress a lot about is even though I talk about
We're not political and don't do stupid shit.
please no. Like if you need to 10 and 2, keep your hands at 10 and 2. Let's get to it.
Just don't fuck up. That's what we're asking. Just don't.
Yeah.
And don't try to blame us because we told you not to do it.
We're gonna repeat this over and over. By the way, we made sure we said this to where people can know. But yeah, anyway, like even then, I'm over here. If I want to be fast, not too fast at least. Sometimes another good song I can put on is Motley Crue's. Kickstart My Heart. That's another
God.
one. But see, that's another good band I grew. Listen to was Motley Crue's. Like Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses. Those were good. Little
GNR. It became Velvet Revolver after a while.
They did, yeah. After when Top Hat left, he joined them. He joined the Velvet Revolver. I do like some of the tracks.
Have you ever noticed that Jefferson Starship?
Oh, they kind of remind me of was it REO Speedwagon?
They kind of remember your Starship.
A little bit.
If you don't know a joke, it's because we're all the same band.
Yeah, they have like what?
It's like,
ratings?
Rage Against the Machine, they kind of sound like Audio Slave, which is, again.
Like, didn't they? That's so funny. They always got through a bunch of renames. Which
Did you ever notice that the drummer for Nirvana looks like the lead singer to Foo Fighters?
oh, that's a good story. I have a story about that.
Uh-oh.
I wasn't there, but you know our good friend Brad.
Yeah.
He was online. He was playing online at one point on Xbox. I can't remember what game it was, And he came across the kid. They were playing, and they were talking about how this kid. He was like, "Oh yeah, I love Foo Fighters. They're the great band. They're awesome. They're the greatest. They're the goats. Whatever. Blah blah." He's going on about how he loves them.
Another one of my favorite bands, by the way.
Foo Fighters also pretty good. And he's like, "Oh, so you must love Nirvana too." And the kid's like, "What's
story.
Nirvana have to do with Foo Fighters?"
I remember Brad telling me the story. Oh, that made me angry.
And he got so mad. Like, I remember Brad telling me, like, so he was like, "Not like I have never wanted to hit.
I have never wanted to hit a child.
Like more at this point than when I heard this kid say this. I'm like, Brad, let's take it easy. Good thing you're online. You didn't know this kid because he's too young. He doesn't know. In his defense, the kid didn't know.
He doesn't know, man.
He didn't know. He doesn't know. Like another guy once knew Scotty. Scotty doesn't know either. That's another good song, by the way. For if anyone caught that reference. I was actually on the way over here too. They actually re-released it later on down the line.
Terrifying.
They actually had a full-fledged music video too for the song. It's funny. It's like all about moving. It's like a moving company. They're a moving company. They're just throwing shit out the window, and it's actually really good. I enjoyed it. I love that song. Also, by the way, if you guys know that song, Matt Damon did not sing that song. It was all lip syncing. Just so you know, Matt Damon did not sing. Ty doesn't know. It was just lip sync. The band's name is Lustra. So give them a check out when you get a chance. Fun band, great. I got some pretty good songs with them.
You know what? That brings me to another great subject. Great segue. Is that it's the school, it's the music from your youth that got you through school.
Oh.
So when I was growing up, I was in high school in the early aughts.
Yep.
Graduating in 08. And that was the time of the emo.
Oh, sweet
Screamo,
Jesus.
emo, goth was rolling high. You had all the girls running around dressed up as, scene girls or goth chicks. It was great. Great time to be alive. Because after a while, it kind of fashion, which does this wonderful thing of cycling itself.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, got back to the goth girl again.
Yeah.
And a lot of the cosplayers, you could do a really good goth look, like Swimsuit Succubus did a really good goth look.
She did, yeah.
There's a
Hi, Swimsuit, if you're listening. Hi.
She ain't listening to us.
Well, we can say hi at least. Hope for the best.
She'd be like, "Who are these weird ass guys?" And little does she know, she's actually met one of us.
Yeah, she has met one of us.
She met you and our other buddy over at Round One once.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it.
Didn't you? So Swimsuit, I swear I'm not being a creepy. I got a selfie with you and another friend at the time. I don't know what happened there, but hey, you're cool. It was fun hanging out with you for all of 10 seconds with that selfie. That was about it.
Well, you're not weird like all the other people. Like, oh, we had a lot of good fun. I think we should really talk and, connect again.
Look, I'm all about boundaries.
You don't want to do the misconnections on Craigslist?
Look, I'm not that one to force a friendship on somebody, all right? I'll just say hi. I'll do my business. Hi, how you doing? Cool, can I get a selfie? Call it a day.
If you want to jump on the podcast, definitely do so. We'd be more than happy.
I'm not against this idea,
You can bring, everybody. You want to bring Citizen, Tasha, and all that. We'll definitely get a laugh all together.
I want to see how Tasha is in real life.
You know what? They say that Tasha is actually like 6 foot tall, and I was like, I believe it because you see the videos of them standing next to each other. And I saw you with your selfie. I was like, oh no, Tasha is actually a very tall cosplayer.
Yeah, I kind of had to do like a downward. I did selfie going upwards because.
Not to be mean to Roger. Roger's not like a super tall guy.
I'm not tall.
Because I'm 6'1".
I'm at least like 5'8". No, 5'9", I think.
Yeah, and then those girls are just super short. But it's that wonderful thing if you meet people and you realize how short some people can actually be. Like when I met Pro Jared, I was like, wow, this guy's actually my height. Yeah. I kind of pictured him to be a little bit shorter.
Yeah, and one of my favorite cosplayers, Leon.
Yeah, you got to meet Leon Chiro, and you learned that he's actually about your height.
Yeah, he is.
Not to be mean against Leon, you're a great cosplayer, but...
Awesome, you have a body that I want to have. I want to aspire.
I told you could grate cheese on me.
No, you don't have anything to work with. It's just going to melt into your belly.
I have no problem with that.
That's disgusting.
You're just mad because you don't want me squishing that.
I want to just grate it, not squish. Anyway.
But it brings us to the next part. It's music that got us through high school.
Oh, definitely.
Before we did sidetrack you.
Exactly.
Music got us high school. So, My Chemical Romance was one of the big things.
See, that was another one for me.
Because, I'm Not Okay. That was a great one.
Black Parade for me.
Black Parade was a little bit more later on in the time, but...
Yep. Well, then again...
Helena was probably one of my favorite songs from that.
Helena is a good song. Teenagers
All
my
American Rejects.
Oh, I actually had one of their albums when they first came out.
I have Dirty Little Secret.
Ooh,
that's a thing on my iPod.
I have that one. I got the first album, Dirty
Paramore.
Little Secret.
Paramore was another good one.
Oh.
Yeah, I did enjoy Mr. Paramore. Flyleaf was another good one. I got a good kick out of Flyleaf.
They were my guilty pleasure song. They were that one guilty pleasure song which I don't want to tell anyone about, but I liked Flyleaf.
I got a kick out of Flyleaf. So I'm there with you. I enjoy Flyleaf.
I thought they were fun. I thought they were good. You know.
Oh yeah. Taking Back Sunday. There's a lot of good songs. I didn't know a lot about Taking. I knew it was taken to a friend of ours, or no, not really a friend, more of somebody I just went to high school with.
Like an acquaintance, really.
Kind of, not even an acquaintance, but
Yeah, that's fair.
and she listened to a lot of it there. I was like, that's pretty good. It was, time where you used to sit next to people in school, and when you should be working, you had an earpiece. Sorry, Mom and Dad, if you ever listen to my iPod.
Yeah,
my podcast, I may have been listening to music in class when I probably should have been listening. But
Yeah,
it's okay. I graduated. It's all that matters.
All that matters.
I got a job, and I'm willing to work.
Right. So, like, for me, one of the ones I had in high school, they were to me, I felt they were very underground, but then again, I didn't really talk to a lot of people in high school. Only off maybe 3 people, like DK being one of them, was Coheed and Cambria.
Coheed and Cambria is a good one.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, then again, I didn't really talk to a lot of people, so I don't really know if they knew about them.
They did the music to that movie 9.
Yeah, it was 9, yeah.
So 6, 9.
And I forgot.
Nice.
It's funny because I have one of the songs on my iPod, but I can't remember what the song is called because like I always hear it, but I never really look up the name of it.
Yeah.
It's like Good Eye Sniper, you shoot and I run, whatever. It's a good song. I enjoy it. It's one of my guilty pleasure songs. But yeah,
Bloodhound Gang.
The Bloodhound.
May not be Gotham, but still great.
It's oh my god. We were actually a while back when
you and me, baby.
Ain't no mammals.
So let's do it like they do on
Discovery Channel. I remember
Dig in now.
our good buddy Josh, when he came to visit for a bit, it was like he was talking about the Bloodhound King for a bit too. I was like, oh yeah, I got one of their songs in my iPod. He was like, oh shit, like, oh there it is, and we put that song in it. We put the Bloodhound King.
Foxtrot Uniform, Charlie Kilo's one of my other favorites.
Yeah, you showed me that song, which I never knew they had other songs.
They had Bam Margera in the music video.
They did. He drove a banana car.
He drove the banana car.
It was very disturbing. Terribly disturbing.
Great song though. Good song though.
Very good.
It's a song about fucking. Which
Obviously.
if you don't know your phonetic alphabet that a lot of military police use, the song stands for fuck.
I'm pretty sure as soon as you mentioned the name, the military person.
What's Foxtrot? Uniform.
I thought
Charlie. Kilo.
Yeah, as soon as they heard you say that, like when you introduced it, I'm pretty sure.
Fuck.
I'm pretty sure all of our military people out there listening, they probably, he's talking about fuck. Oh, that's the song. Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they knew what you're getting at.
Oh yeah.
But another good one that I grew up with was earlier, my early preteens, the Beastie Boys. Since on the talk of fucking, I mean they.
Roger Lost in Virginia, the Beastie Boys song.
Actually, I did not. We played nothing while I was in Virginia. It was just very quiet.
It's very quiet and very awkward.
It was Black Friday. It was that morning. I was like maybe 2, 3 in the morning. I can tell you the date. I'd rather
Pull out
not.
for your mom listens to the podcast and she's gonna see it. She no.
Well,
No, mom, I'm sorry.
well, okay.
She gonna ground your ass. You don't even live with them anymore.
I don't even live there. Like you're grounded. Like, oh, okay. Well, you know what? Whatever. I can just leave.
Roger go lay down in his bed at his house and not even move.
Like go upstairs. Like, but that's not my room. Go upstairs right now.
Okay.
Fine.
You don't do nothing.
I can't live in this house. It's like,
I run away. Wait.
I don't even live
I don't
here.
even live here anymore.
Wait a minute. I don't live here. I can just leave. I can just leave right now. But that's the worst part. I can say I can just leave, but I'm not going to. Like
You're not going. You're gonna go up to your room.
I can't because I'm just that scared.
Put your headsets in.
I'm like
Just stew in anger.
stew my anger. Revert back to my partial emo days.
Okay, that brings us up. What's your calm down music? What do you listen to on that kind of moment?
Ooh.
What brings you back?
So if I'm ever having a bad day, or if I'm just going like berserker or whatever, there's one song. It was from the movie The Thin Red Line, which to me it's not a very good. It's not a very good a way to actually calm down, but it was more of the song. So I don't know how the song name for it, but it was from The Thin Red Line, and it was a Melanesian choir singing it. And to me, it's very zen, it's very peaceful. Because sometimes, like when I'm going home from work and I just had a rough day, or just shit had just happened, whatever you can think of, is just one of the worst of the worst. Besides shaking your belly at me, which that does not help at all. It just makes it worse for me.
Turn your stack, Roger.
Those are my keys, by the way.
You're loud as. I used to do that though.
Yeah, I need to actually move these keys.
I stopped doing that. I lost enough belt rings. I was like, yeah, I better stop that.
Yeah, so I used to try stuff in my pocket. But my song, now this kind of puts me into Zen, is more, like I said, it's a Melanesian choir. It's from The Thin Red Line. I don't know the name, but to me it's a very peaceful choir. The kids singing. To me, like I said, it just puts me at ease. Kind of like it relaxes me. Kind of like what? Today's just another day. Tomorrow the sun will rise, and it'll be a whole new day for me. So I'm not gonna think too hard on this. I'm not gonna, today's just another day. Whatever. And that's what I tell myself when I hear the song. I would definitely say check it out, guys. Type in YouTube. Type in the Thin Red Line, Melanesian Choir. You'll probably know the song when you see it because it's like a different language. So check that out. To me, it's one of my peaceful songs. What about you, Nate? What's your good? What's your good calm song?
My good calm song is, funnily enough, it's anything from the 80s. And I know that the one that really got me going was Spandau Ballet.
Oh,
So True.
I know this much is true. Oh yes, I do. I love the wedding singer.
Know this much is true. I better stop. I'm gonna get contact match.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. My wonderful singing's gonna get me caught.
Oh no, man. I thought that was really Spandau Ballet singing, but I mean, hey.
But let me tell you all about the small things.
I have been on a Blink-182 kick also.
You love some Blink-182. So I heard this really weird trivia fact. I don't know how true it is, but they say that Blink-182, and somebody correct me on this, is the reason they named their band on that is because it's that weird way how the beginning of the year moves so much faster, and in the blink of an eye, it's 182 days in.
I mean, I can see that.
I've heard that, and they say it's supposed to be like the halfway time, which is, I guess, close.
To me, it makes sense, but once again, this is all speculation. This is all what we heard around the bonfire.
There's 365 days in a year, and 182 is round about halfway. So
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. I don't know how true it is.
Yeah. So in the comments, if feel free to say that's true. If that's not true, there's actually a reason why. We're all about getting it right. So we're not here saying that's true. To me, I believe it, but I mean, hey, we could be wrong. But yeah, as a wait,
when I turn on TV, that's about the time she ran away from
me. Nobody likes you when you're 23. Okay.
That song kind of gives it I love it, but it kind of gets me going. It's like Bowling for Soup.
Dude, oh my God. So I've actually been on kind of slight punk rock kick because aside from Fatboy Slim, Blink-182, Sum 41, and I was also Bowling for Soup.
So you're saying he's right about now. The Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now.
And so there's actually more songs I heard from them, which I didn't know they had more songs besides just those two. They have one, Gangster Tripping, Soul Surfing was another good one. I've actually listened to that one more. And so also look for your birthday, look forward to a t-shirt coming in soon.
No, stop that. Throw stuff at you.
Well, let me put it this way, Nate. If you're number one, why try harder?
We'll fart on you.
Okay, well, whatever. But yeah, I was like...
Speaking of music with soul.
Yep.
Another random song that I like that kind of gets me through a day. And I always get kicked out, especially when it pops on my iPod, because I was like, oh God. Soul Coffee.
Oh, yeah.
So, kind of throw it, and some people you're probably thinking, why does that name sound familiar? Which means you probably grew up watching a lot of Cartoon Network.
Yep.
Because when they used to do the music video stuff,
yep,
two of the songs was Soul Coffee.
They did.
One of them was Rolling, and that was one that they did with Betty Boop.
That was a good one.
What was the other one? It's going to come to me later. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was one of them on there. Another one would be, I think it's High School Gym, and that's where they did the Yellowstone song with Yogi Bear.
Yeah. Oh,
and then you get, so here's my hipster moment.
Yep.
I liked a certain band before it became suddenly popular with the Umbrella, whatever it was called, that show. That kind of died out already.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about?
Yeah, it's the same as the band who did. They did a couple songs actually with Animaniacs and Tiny Toon Adventures.
I know the band name, but
no, They Might Be Giants.
Yeah,
it is. That's where you got Particle Man, and
they did a sitcom back in.
Constantinople is probably my favorite song from them.
That's a good one, but I think my favorite one was Particle
Dr.
Man.
Worm.
Dr. Worm was good. I liked Particle Man.
I'm Dr. Worm. Good morning, how are you? I'm not an actual doctor, but I am an actual worm.
Yeah. But I think one of the other ones they had was the sitcom from, 90s, 2000s? They had Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, yeah. That was They Might Be Giants, wasn't it?
Yeah. You're not the boss of me now.
You're not the boss of me now. Malcolm in the Middle, another great one. Which I finally found out that the anime that they played in the intro of that.
Yeah.
Is I can't remember the name of it, but I found out the premise of it.
Really?
It's a bunch of Mayan gods.
Really?
Yeah, that fight. It's one of those. It's kind of weird. I'll see if I can find it so we can watch it.
I'm about to say, if you can find this, or if we can get this rolling,
we'll review it.
Yeah, I'm down to watch it. I'm down to do like a sober, drunk.
But again, that brings us back to the whole idea of music can take you back to that place.
Yeah.
You know, it's a song that just kind of gets you. Be it a theme song, be it a song you heard during the show,
Yep.
or just it's something that ties in. A lot of movies and some TV shows are able to have the budget they can pull
Yeah.
a song from the ether and have it go.
Oh, definitely.
Which growing up here in America, you always hear a random song on there. You're just like, oh yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Like kind of going with the recent, I guess not really recent anymore.
Fairly
sad. If you go with Cars, you got "Life Is a Highway"
Yeah. Yeah.
by Rascal Flatts.
Yep.
And I was like, when I hear that, I think of Cars, but I also get that kind of little country kick, Texan,
Yeah.
So it works.
Why not? We have a guilty pleasure.
It's just one of those that just kind of gets you rolling through. But see, with us, that's the way it goes. And one thing I kind of found weird is that when you watch like anime intros, because those are just songs that play over there randomly. They're not songs built for the anime because
Exactly.
there's a weird disconnect from the culture. The fact that it's a song from this. Like no, this is the song.
This is
that
the actual
happened
song by
to use.
itself.
It's like Bowling for Soup did the one thing for
It was Saint Seiya.
Saint
They
Seiya
did
or what do we call it? Ronin Warriors.
Yeah, it was,
Ronin Warriors.
It's Ronin Warriors over there, but here we grew up with Saint Seiya, and yet it was they did a cover of "I Ran So Far Away."
Far away. I remember I was watching it one day. My mom walked in and she's like, what is this? I was like, oh, it's a cartoon about these guys that fight with the arm. I'm like, no, the song.
Like they're.
I think the credit said Bowling for Soup.
So here's the funny thing, a little sidebar. A long time ago, for our weeb fans out there that know about Saint Seiya and all that, a long time ago, there's a con you might know, A-Fest, Anime Fest, that was over here in Dallas when they were featuring the show Saint Seiya here, and they did the intro for it. They were actually here performing that song live as like a little small concert as a panel at A-Fest. The way I found out was my buddy Q, he was working at the time, he was a volunteer. He was like, hey, Roger, guess what? Did you know that the Bowling for Soup is here? They're doing the song
The Bowling for Soup?
Well, I don't know if he said the Bowling for, but he said Bowling for Soup is here and they're doing the cover, they're doing the Saint Seiya theme song. Like, I'm already at the house, I'm nowhere near Dallas.
And about to be in Dallas.
And you just now tell me that they're playing the song, but by the time I get there, they're going to be done. They're going to be done with their concert. Why didn't you tell me sooner that they're going to be a guest? Had I known this, I would have had front row seats. I would have gotten autographs. I would have met Jarrett. I wanted to see that guy. I wanted to see him in all his glory. I wanted to see him with his beautiful hair. That had the spike, side spike.
I can meet Jared.
Jarrett with the T, not Jared.
My Jared's better.
Well. Jarrett, if you're listening, Bowling for Soup, we'd love to have you on here one of these days. We hope to get you here. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Hope that you can run so far away.
I mean, let's be real here. I'm pretty sure he got the girl all the bad guys want.
I love doing that. Just say random lyrics and songs, see who catches it.
Exactly. And look, I finally heard the song. So, remember the music video? For "Girl All Bad Guys Want." It's a girl watching TV, and he has like another song.
So, yeah.
I finally heard that song too, which is called "You're a Bitch." Which, at least now I can kind of relate to that because I knew somebody that was like that. I knew a girl that was kind of a bitch. So I'm like, but I didn't really like her, so it doesn't really fit too much. All I know is that she was a bitch. I'm gonna derail now.
Is she a bitch? Is she a lover?
Well, she was a bitch, yes. Lover, that's a debatable question.
Was she a sinner? Was she a saint?
far from saint. Okay, we're gonna retract from this before it gets any worse. So I'm not gonna get any angry text or calls. Like, are you talking about me? Because I don't want to deal with that.
I'm making a song reference myself. Right
Yeah,
now.
I know you're making a song reference, and we're gonna keep it that way. It's a song reference he's going with.
Hey, if it makes you happy.
Oh my God! It just gets worse and worse, everybody. It just gets worse. There's no
ending with it.
There's no upside here. I'm not gonna lie. There really is no upside here. I can see your fat lips is already scrunching up because you have another one in your pocket.
I don't know what you're talking about. But I'll tell you what I want. Yeah, I really, really want.
We were actually talking about them at work too.
I bet you were.
We were actually trying to figure out what they're doing now, at least.
You know what I found out one day, randomly, like some years ago?
Do tell.
Baja Men have a fan site that's still active, apparently.
Is this still like to this day? Is this still active?
So this was back when
I remember you showed it to
when
me
Red
too.
Dead Redemption was still pretty brand new. Because my buddies were playing the poker online game.
Yep.
And I was playing Just Cause 2, kind of dating when it all happened. So it's been some years. But apparently they still had an active fan site.
I wonder if it's still running to this day. So I remember you showed us like what 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, I talked about it. I didn't show it to you.
Okay.
I talked about it. 'Cause I was like, did y'all notice they still have an active fan site?
I wonder if it's still running.
And then that's when we were laughing because that's when we all kind of like realizing that. Because when I first heard Baja Men, it was featured as one of the songs in the Rugrats movie, Who Let the Dogs Out.
Yeah.
But it's not a very child-friendly movie because it's about ugly girls at the club.
Yeah, once you really find out behind it. Let's see, the first time I really got into them was the movie Rat Race. When they
It's
sang
also
Rat Race.
another song that does that is in The Secret Life of Pets,
Yeah.
where you have that poodle that waits for everybody to leave and it starts blaring
the heavy metal.
System of a Down.
Yeah.
That song's about orgies. That is not a child-friendly song.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the producers behind it, I'm pretty sure they knew. Or maybe they just heard.
It's that little thing that they throw in there to see if
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 you
they'll
notice-
go over the kid's head, but the adults are like,
Oh, I know that song.
ah!
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That kind of made me laugh. Like, wait a minute. But yeah,
That's the way it goes. It's just, music does that to you. It takes you. It brings that wonderful bit of, yeah, I remember that moment, or oh, I get that. I remember that reference. So
Like,
that was,
I know
that
that
was
song.
a good joke.
but you're like, I know that song. Oh, that's what it means.
Or it's like in Ted when they roll up to I forgot the name of the actor, and I hate that. I forgot the name of the actor.
Matt-
But it walks up to the
Mark
guy who
Wahlberg?
played Flash from Flash Gordon,
Oh, yeah.
and they play Flash by Queen.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
They did the thing.
It's a great reference on that. Queen has a lot of great connections to it. Queen was a wonderfully great band. Rest in peace, Freddie Mercury. The man can sing.
He could sing.
He had bad teeth, and he knew it, but he didn't want to change it because he didn't want to risk his singing voice.
Yeah.
Because he thought his teeth was what gave him the ability to do it. The man could hit notes like no one's business. The man could go from high to low. He could sing arpeggios like it was just, second nature.
Oh, this dude, like he was doing like
He was a
vocal-
perfectionist.
Oh yeah, I mean he's over here doing vocal stretches with the audience, the AO, and everyone's doing the same thing he's doing. Like, okay, let's run it, let's do this. Like that's how Freddie Mercury
There
was.
must be a video I once saw where this guy was, it was a football game.
Yep.
And he was walking to his seat, and he had on a leather jacket, and he had the aviators, and he had slightly busted. He looked like Freddie at the time.
The yellow
And
jacket.
the big screen focuses on him, and he's just like, look at that. And then he took the moment. The man sees the opportunity. He goes, "Ow!" And then next to him, everybody's doing it.
Everyone, the
And it's
whole
just-
stadium.
I was like, my mind would have exploded. If I had that opportunity, I would have.
I would have done the same thing. I was like, I would have done the whole like, AO. He does just like this is not like maybe a
Look
crowd.
down, hand up.
Like, this was like no crowd. This is like an entire stadium. Like what? 10,000, 20,000 people.
It was a football game, so it's a full. It's
Yeah,
a full stadium.
it's like packed, full house stadium. Just the whole stadium just going with it.
Ow.
But man, that man had power. I won't say that much.
He commanded. Went to go enjoy the football game. Ended up commanding the energy of the entire state. But music does that. It unites a lot of people into that matter.
It really
doesn't matter if
does.
you're black or white.
Oh, okay. He's there. What's his name? Marky
Michael
Mark.
Jackson.
Oh, Michael Jackson. I was thinking Marky Mark. Okay.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white.
Can never keep you down
Give me up.
because you get back up again, right?
We're going on two completely different songs.
Yes, we are. We'll see. Also, I do that a lot with two certain songs too.
You do that a lot.
Especially with Christmas time.
Oh God, yeah, just fucking Lollipop and Jingle Bells.
It goes to Jingle Bell Rock.
No, because literally, if I start, I'll go lollipop, lollipop, oh, lollipop, but
Boom, boom, boom. Rocking around the Christmas tree.
We lost Roger.
I wouldn't go further, but he's already getting salty. See now, you know how I felt when you're making the stupid references. It's a stupid look. Anyway, before we derail any further,
Again, like that's what unites a lot of us.
it definitely is. There's always that one song that people will know right off the bat. You know,
Like one song that it's weird because you have songs that are like from completely different cultures and countries that everybody remembers for other random things.
yeah,
Like Tanook Tanook,
yeah.
which people hear it and they're like, "What the hell is this song?" But then if you go back, it was the Cosby theme for one of their seasons.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, so that song.
Yeah, that was really weird when I found out that was a Cosby song. Like,
Yeah, it was one of the random Cosby songs.
like, huh? It's like because I always thought it was a big meme song. I mean, you know, when
It was a
first
meme
came-
song, but yeah, it did indeed have that also connection. That's where I got it.
Yeah.
Because, my mom used to love watching In Living Color, and In Living Color used to play along the same time as like Cosby Show used to play.
Yep.
So it's one of those things you just remember growing up.
That was a good. That was also a good show.
Every time I see In Living Color, the first thing I think was Ugly Wanda.
Oh my god.
And it's just like, that's Jamie Foxx. That's when you also get Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you something.
I'm one, and you get the lip gloss right here.
If you did that to my mom, she would die. 'Cause she loves that character to make her laugh because she's like, ugh, she's so ugly.
You know what?
Next time you see mom do that, you'll see.
Well, here's the good news. I just got a pink wig that came in for a costume, so I'll be sure to
Dear
wear it.
God, no.
I'll be sure
Yes.
to wear it, and I'll keep my facial hair. I'm like, Miss Fuentes, I got some lip gloss here for you. You just apply right here on the lips, just all around.
She's gonna bust out laughing. It's like when we were at Mount Siri, you look like that one Toronto star.
Oh yeah. Okay, so man, that day it was humid as shit. In
It's always
Houston.
humid, it's Houston.
It was humid, and
There's no other type of weather, it's Houston, it's humid.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Cold, humid. Hot, humid.
It really
Windy,
was.
humid.
It really was.
It is soup out there.
Man, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know how Houstons live.
I ask my sister that every day.
Just ass sweat all day.
And so I spent a good 10, 15 minutes straightening my hair at the time. When I have long hair, I straightened it for at least a good 10, 15 minutes, like make it look good because I want to be John Wick, walking around as John Wick. No, what happens? Curls up. Great, now I'm a Tejano star walking around like, oh hey, look, it's Juan Gabriel, or it's this guy. Like
He said, I took that picture of my dad. My dad was like, I see it.
yeah, I was like, oh hell no! Like all I needed was the fedora hat.
You were already wearing all black, so it did already add up.
Yeah, I just needed the fedora hat that he wears. Like, oh, look, it's the Tejano star. What's his name? I sent it to my parents and my family in the group chat. They started laughing too. I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm like, oh, great, now they see it too. I'm like, God. And like, my sister telling me, why don't you put any conditioner? Why don't you put anything in the hair to not straighten, to not
Woman,
curl?
it is humid.
I was like, do you know there's conditioner or there's some stuff you can put in your hair that keeps it from
Well, see, I don't have
curling?
long hair. My hair is always short. And when it does get even longer, like it is today, I need to cut my hair. It's already curling because I have very curly hair.
Yeah, so I was like, it just curled up automatically. I'm like, yeah, I wish I had conditioner or
I
something.
could grow into an afro like my dad used to have.
Okay,
See how that goes.
Oh, Jesus.
Start hiding shit in it.
I would love to. Hold on, you need a pencil? I got you. Pull it out of your head.
Yeah, pets, I got you. You got a gun? I got a gun.
Wait, hold on.
I got you. Click. Oh, no.
I want to see how that works out for you.
Not very well. My head hurts thinking about it. Give me a cake cutter and everything.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, I was like, that was just one of the worst days, but it was fun though. It was fun doing it for the time being, I guess. And I feel like we derailed from this all of a sudden too.
Well, again, it's like I said.
We're kind of winging it right
It
now.
all brings music. Everything leads to music.
It really does.
Music. We may not talk about music a lot, but music controls so much when it comes down to things.
When you think about it, it's one of the things because you listen to music on a daily. You don't think twice. You just do it. You just
It's
put it on.
so like if you want to have a good idea of music bringing you to that state of mind, it's just like I remember those days. The
Yeah.
Halo soundtrack.
Yeah, right.
If there's an echo anywhere, not like an echo like it is in here where you're gonna get that reverb because everything's kind of solid.
You want that
but if you get like
long
that
echo.
nice long echo that where it draws out, next thing I was just I'm doing the intro. I'm doing the intro to Halo, the Halo theme.
It's always funny because it's like a reflex. Because it doesn't matter who you are, any guy. If they're walking in an area like this and they hear the first note go, oh, they automatically jump right in.
Right into the Halo theme.
It's like a reflex. So I've done it. Every time I hear you do it, I just jump like next thing you know, you got 3 guys in a parking garage going, oh.
You just hear it just echoing.
And the next thing you know, you got some guy across the way, 2 floors up.
Who's now probably doing it too.
Yeah, you can't. If you listen close, you find, oh, like what the?
If you ever see that meme of all the boys
In the bathroom
doing the Halo thing, no, that happens. That can happen.
That's actually a thing. That's a real thing. Like, people's like, oh, that's funny. They probably choreographed. No.
That can happen sometimes.
It really
It's the way
does.
It goes.
It really
Another funny thing that that just kind of happens with music is, say, if you put on a certain Vanilla Ice song, Roger goes off on a little wonderful tangent where he becomes a rapper.
Oh yeah, I become Vanilla Ice, who's known
Vanilla Rice.
right? Anyway, formerly AKA Robert Van Winkle,
Robert Van Winkle.
which is a really weird name for Vanilla Ice. But hey, you know what? I'm not the one to judge.
He's got a movie, by the way.
Anyways, but yeah, that's
Roger
one
will
of
start
the-
singing the song. He will start the song and just keep going.
I can literally do because growing up, my sister and I we loved that song because it was from it was a movie song when we were younger. We loved it because that's a funny movie.
Roger does it, he just stops, he collaborates and listens because Ice is back with a brand new invention. I can see him wanting to finish it. It's like that episode of South Park where you start "Come Sail Away" by Styx and Cartman has to finish the lyric. I've hit Roger with it. Now he's just staring at me.
Ice is back with a brand new invention, something. That's a whole
There it goes.
like a hog like Daily and Niley. Anyway,
I do the same thing with Sugar Hill Gangs.
Yeah. the sugar, yeah,
Sugar Hill Gang with their gangster rap song.
yeah. But like I said, it's you get those songs that people know that they know right off the bat. They'll just sing it because
Or it's like if you grew up around time, because we grew up with Shrek. Shrek was the movie that came out.
Yeah.
That got DreamWorks back up right. And for some reason, I know All Star didn't start with Shrek. It came out like years before that.
But it was in Mystery Men.
Yeah, it came out. But if I listen to All Star, I will sing every bar of it. I didn't even know. I have never looked up the lyrics. I just know it.
You just know the song.
It was like when you're in 2000, at some point in time, when you fell asleep, it just got downloaded into your head.
It really did, no matter what. And when hell, even at karaoke, I got some buddies. They'll put All Star.
You put All Star, you don't even have to look at the lyrics.
They're like 10 people in the karaoke room drunk as shit. What are we doing?
Somebody once told me
The
the
entire
world is
karaoke
gonna roll me.
room just starts busting out.
I got Jerry once. We went to go hang out at Bar Louie, and we were sitting there, and he said something. I go, you know what? What a concept! I could use a little fuel myself, and we could all use a little change. He gave me the dirtiest of looks. He almost hit me with his beer.
But he's not going to because
no, he will not waste the beer.
Exactly.
That'd be wasteful.
But
He
it's
gave me a
one of those-
dirty look.
But it's just one of those songs that
It just downloads your head.
Yeah, because people know it right off the bat. It doesn't matter who, where. Like a good majority of people will know Smash Mouth no matter what. Which they kind of makes me laugh because they do get a little saucy that people know that song for Shrek even though it's not for Shrek. If you watch the music video, it's actually Mystery Men.
Mystery Men.
Very good movie, by the
In
way.
fact, you get a young Dana. Not Dana.
No,
What's his name? The comedian.
I know who you're talking about.
The Waffle Man.
Dane Cook.
Dane Cook.
Yeah,
Okay, Dane Cook.
I remember. So I've
He's
seen
the
it.
Waffler.
Yeah, I remember watching. It was in my playlist for a while. So I remember the music videos. Like
You never seen Mystery Men? It's got Ben Stiller in it.
Yeah, Ben Stiller, Hank
Got the-
Azaria.
Hank Azaria, the voice of Mo Sizlak from Simpsons.
Yeah, he does a lot of characters like Mo Sizlak,
And
Apu.
a certain Pee Wee Herman is in that.
Yeah, a certain Pee Wee Herman, William H. Macy.
Yes, William H. Mason, who plays the digger.
Yeah, and when I
Cold cocks people with a shovel. That's a legit almost superpower right there. He just cold cocks with a shovel.
I don't know if that's a superpower, but I mean, I'll
That should
say-
hurt, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, he really put some swing in that one. And then Jeffrey Rush, he was in that movie, Captain Barbosa. Yeah, he played the villain with the real long, sharp pinky nails.
Yeah.
He would stab people with his pinky nails, and Greg Kinnear was also in that one. He was.
Oh God.
He's like Mr. Awesome or something. I can't.
Yeah,
If you
he
know
was
this
the-
movie, listeners, if you know his
great.
character, put in the comments because I can't remember his name. But spoiler alert, he does die because the Mystery Man.
Stupidity.
The stupidity of the Mystery Man didn't know how to deactivate the machine he was strapped
I'm
to.
invisible if you don't look at me.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird power, but it actually worked as long as nobody looked at him.
Guys, look, I'm invisible. You can't see me.
And they turn around and see him. He's
Butt-ass naked.
Literally butt-ass naked. But it's funny, like literally before that, they all turn around. He
Who
actually
played the bowler? I forgot her name.
Oh,
Was it
I forgot her. It's like I want to say Dee Dee something, but it's not Dee Dee something.
It's not DD something.
It's not. I want to say DD something, but I don't know if it is. But
like I said,
this is one of those songs.
Smash Mouth was a band that we grew up on. Between Walking on the Sun, All Star, they did a cover of Why Can't We Be Friends?
Yeah, they did. They did a good few songs as well, which to me I love growing up with them. And it was just one of those where it's like you listen to it and you know right off the bat, you know, people would. Like I'd say this much, like we said earlier, we can't stress enough. You play Smash Mouth in the car, you look at somebody.
Janine Garofalo.
That's what her name was. I don't know why I thought Dee Dee.
I had to Google it.
We got the Google fact check here.
We don't have a peanut gallery today, so I had to Google it.
So we can. Well,
we had Greg last time, and sometimes we have our buddy Cody, and if anyone else that we probably use them as peanut gallery. But
we tried to do a fact check before, which
I just Google on the way.
Yeah, well, we tried.
Like I say, Smash Mouth it's a good band. I always got a kick out of it there. But it's just one of those. That time it was just they had a lot of great songs that just stuck with you.
Oh, definitely. And one thing I love about most bands, like Smash Mouth and back to Bowling for Soup. One thing I love about them is you know them, and if you ever see them in concert, like they're very different people than what you expect when you listen to them.
Oh, yeah.
Because like they can be down to earth, they can be I'm not gonna say they can be assholes. They always say never meet your heroes, but to me, I love seeing musicians. I love seeing people live. Because you never know how they're going to be. Like, one of my favorite ones, like Bowling for Soup. I have one of their songs in my playlist. They did a live song for, Girl All Bad Guys Want. And literally the intro is like...
Was that done in 19?
Quite you.
19?
1985.
1985.
And so they did a live of, Girl All Bad Guys Want. But the intro starts off with like...
With you two?
And
Blondie?
They're literally like... Would you stop interrupting, you fucking fat shit?
Music is still at MTV.
Will you shut up? Let me finish this goddamn story. Because one thing I like about them was like they introduced the song is like the best thing about being drunk right now is you can listen to the best song ever, and they're playing this song drunk and live, and they're just having fun with it, and they even get the fans in on it. They're like every other line, they're like it's like she's all the girl all bad guys wants, and then boom, Creaming Over Tough Guys, and then he goes back to him, and then it just goes back and forth with the audience like. That's one thing I like about some of the bands, that they get audience interactions.
Well, see, when we were growing up around the time, because you had Smash Mouth, Bowling for Soup, and all of that, and then that's when college rock started becoming big, and then you had ska.
Oh,
and I love ska because you had the Mighty Mighty Bosstones.
The Bosstones are one of my favorites.
Real Big Fish is probably one of my big favorite ones. I was always a huge Real Big Fish fan. One thing I always like about Real Big Fish is that. Because I'm a South Park fan.
Yep.
And if you may not know, they not only made South Park, they also made another one, Cannibal the Musical, and what was it, the Book of Mormon. But they also did basketball.
Yeah.
And when they're playing at one of the games, when you're playing basketball, Real Big Fish is playing.
Yeah.
They have Real Big Fish on there, and they're playing Beer, which is one of my favorite songs from them.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I remember Beer. And they also did a cover of Take On Me.
They did.
See, the funny thing is, you heard from them from South Park and basketball. I came across them from. I'm about to say how old I am once again.
You're old, Roger.
Yeah, I know I'm old. I'm about a fossil right now. Back when Flash was still a thing for young audiences, Flash was the media player at the time.
Don't you say young, because that barely ended last year.
Well, the younger kids don't really know because they just watch YouTube all day. Let's be real here. Let's listen to like a song about the thing right now.
Hope we don't get content matched.
Yeah, it's a good time from... I'll let you finish that, because I don't want to go any further. Anyway, see, I heard Real Big Fish from a Flash cartoon from Waterman Studios. A very small select might know that one. It was a Flash cartoon. It was a day of life of a guy named Brian Waterman. He had a thing for the ice cream girl, she was ice cream truck driver. He had his friend. I forgot his friend's name. But I kind of relate. I can relate to that cartoon. It was fun, funny. If you ever see it on YouTube, hopefully. And they actually made an appearance on that cartoon as well. They sang some of their other songs, like their new upcoming album song. Well, at the time when it was upcoming. And they're like, okay, let me check out this band, Real Big Fish. Like, oh shit, they did these songs.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny because they fully animated them too. They drew them in the cartoon. They drew them all out. You got the trumpet, you got the guitar. Like, hey, okay. And I see, like, holy shit, that's really them. Real Big Fish, they gotta play some heart. And didn't one of your friends go to a concert for Real Big Fish? If I remember correctly.
Why are you calling him out like that?
I just wanted to see you get talk to you.
gonna go
I just
yell
thought,
at him later.
I just thought it was funny because
I'm like, I'm just jump on Xbox. There. I'm like,
yeah, so like that was like what he got an extra ticket for it, and he just happened to go.
he's like, oh no, I was just thinking it was like real big fish. I like real big fish.
Yeah, because he just kind of went.
Just kind of went.
He just had a ticket.
He got lucky.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish I could have saw him.
Like, I thought, I didn't know you liked them. I mean, at this point, it's kind of.
Real big fish.
I mean, it's kind of 2
And I'm sitting there, did they play this? Did they play that? Did they listen?
I don't know.
I don't know their discography. I'm gonna do the Roger Screech, as I call it. That's your screech right there.
I don't do that.
Yes, you do.
When?
Multiple times.
Okay.
Let's start poking at you or throwing shit at you, or you gotta do your little thing.
I don't do that.
You do. I think I have recordings of it.
That
I'm
kind
gonna
of.
grab the GoPro. You record it. We'll see.
We'll find out. Well, here's the worst part. I would bet a beer on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, and I don't want to be. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to.
You shouldn't put a patch on. You've done a lot of weird noises in your
I
life.
do a lot of weird shit. All right, it's kind of a given.
It's okay, Roger. I know you too well
I think
to
that's,
like you anymore. I know you too well to like you anymore.
I'm just here for a good time, not for a long time.
Aren't we all? So there it goes.
Usually, we
But
try to.
like I said, ska was a fun, interesting idea on it there. A bit of rock music mixed in with a bit of some brass music as well, kind of mirrored together.
It kind of works.
And then if you really want a good combining of music tones, Weird Al. Can't go wrong with that.
I
Weird Al.
love
the
Weird
man
Al.
who has transcended musical time, it seems, because he got his start back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And he's just been kicking ass ever since. He pops up every now and then, lays down a track, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, look, Weird Al's back. It's awesome.
And then he kind of goes into hibernation for a couple of years and comes
away,
back.
kicks back. You know, I actually heard a funny story recently of how because he had done so well for so long, and the only time that, at the moment he knew he had hit it, was he got invited to a Hollywood party, and he wasn't thinking about going.
Yep.
He's like, it's not my scene. I don't know if people know me. I'm just, I'm Weird Al.
Right.
He gets there, and next thing you know, a bunch of people start murmuring, and someone in the back room goes, "Oh my God, Weird Al is here!" Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney
Of the Beatles.
calls out. He's like, Weird Al's here.
The fact that, the Beatles.
You know you've hit it when
The Beatles know who you are.
Paul McCartney and the Beatles just knows you.
I mean, to me, that's pretty up there. You're kind of like pretty high on that mountain.
I mean, that's just like, oh God. And he's done a lot of that. I mean, everything from you got Amish Paradise from
White
the 90s on
Nerdy,
there, White Nerdy from some
Eat
of the
It,
more stuff, Eat It from going a little bit more further back, Like a Surgeon,
Yeah.
making fun of Madonna. He's done a lot of great parody songs.
And the funny thing is, like, he does parodies, but he has like a few original ones too.
He does some originals, yeah.
Because one of my favorite ones
He did Albuquerque,
Yeah.
which is like a 13-minute song.
It's very long, yeah. And my other favorite ones he did was actually my iPod was That's Your Horoscope for Today.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy that one because I actually heard that one from it was an AMV. AMVs, if you guys don't know, anime music video, which
It's still popular now and then, but then again, back then it was nothing but Naruto next to Linkin Park.
exactly. Linkin Park was a big.
Linkin Park, another great band, by the way. Sad that.
Rest in peace, Chad.
Yeah, it's sad.
Chester. His name was Chester. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna correct myself.
But they were another great band. You had Crawling in My Skin, In the End, Numb.
Oh, oof.
What was the one they
Hybrid
did
Theory
with
album.
Hybrid Theory album? Really good. Yeah, that's where they had the anime music video.
Yeah.
thing, wasn't it?
It was I had that song.
Breaking the Habit.
Yeah. That was all. I can't remember the studio, but when I saw the video, like, holy shit, this is actually really good. Like, I'm pretty sure the same people. I want to say they did like the Animatrix too, because it had that same feel.
I think they did have some of the Matrix.
Because like when I saw the music video, I'm like, damn, this actually got a little too deep too quickly. And, like,
Yeah, no,
but to me, it was.
But again, it's just music of our time on that. That was the music that got me through high school.
Oh yeah.
Another one was Evanescence.
Oh my god. Waking me up inside.
Wake You Up Inside.
It's actually pretty funny. They had one song. It's one of their slower songs. It's like very mellow. I can't remember what it's called. I have the name in my head right now.
You know that song they used to play at GameStop all the time?
I want to say it was. Well, I think I saw. Actually, I worked there after they stopped playing that song. It was like Something in Me, I think is what it was, or something like that. Like it was one of their mellow songs.
Because it used to sound like one of the songs that would play like on Skullgirls. Which also, a great game.
Very
fighting
good
game.
Very fun
amazing soundtrack.
Very good.
It's got
yes.
that wonderful jazzy feel to it. It's
It's
really,
a
if you
big
get a
band.
chance, and if you haven't got into Skullgirls, check out the soundtrack. The soundtrack for it is really cool.
Very fun. It's like jazzy, big bandish. You know,
Yeah.
you have a good time with it.
In fact, they have an actual character named Big Band.
Yes, they do.
Which, if you ever play online, be wary that there are people that are very good with that character. And he
They'll
has a move
taunt
that
you.
allows him to free play music.
Yeah.
And I
Or
have
a
seen
small
people.
window.
I have seen actually you can play longer if you do it really well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's
The window gets longer, but yeah.
obnoxious. But it's great. It's a
Well,
good,
yeah.
interesting fighting game. It plays a lot like I think it's like a Street Fighter style play. 'Cause it's got like heavy and light kicks.
It does. It's like a Street Fighter / anime fighter, which is very. It's like if you ever played the Guilty Gear games, so like think of Guilty Gear mixed with Street Fighter. So it has that kind of combination in there. So kind of be careful with that game. So when you jump in, don't go ham on that. Kind of get the feel for it first before you start thinking, oh, this is like this. Because believe me, I thought the same thing. I got my ass handed to me numerous times on Silver Platter. So I'm like, yeah, you gotta get the feel for it first before jumping in.
Oh, announcement! Roger finally beat me on Street Fighter with a perfect as my Dan Hibiki.
Well, that's not.
Finally
I
did
don't.
it.
I don't count that as a victory because I just use a cheap character in the same move over and over. So I don't really count that as a win. That's never going to be a win in my book.
It's funny because you would think Roger would be happy because I've never won to Roger, but he's mad because I won't let him get perfects.
That's the only thing. Like
With Dan Hibiki, the joke character.
it's like it just gets me jarred that like you get so much fun. You're like, oh, but you didn't get it perfect. It just jars me that you have fun with it. Like it shouldn't be a thing because like you can get one hit and that's it, and I just put you on a platter. I will serve you up like tomorrow's hot dinner, and you're like, okay,
Hey,
well,
Roger.
you didn't get.
You didn't get it perfect.
That's literally what I'm talking about. You have too much fun with that, and it bothers me.
I punched you.
And you know it, it bothers me. Anyway, before I derail any further, with Evanescence, it's pretty funny because like my mom had heard one of their songs. Like it was like one of their mellow songs. Like this is a good song, I like it. And then she started hearing other songs. I don't like it. Kind of like was it Jared's mom when she heard Disturbed?
Oh yeah, she heard Sound of Silence by Disturbed.
Yeah, same
Yeah, I
thing.
like this. It's pretty cool. I was like, don't listen to that music.
I don't like their other music.
What's 10,000 Fists? No!
Yeah, I felt so bad because, like, she was asleep trying to, she had a little bit of, a little anxiety because, late at night, a lot of things were happening at the time. And it was like, it was at the time when 102.1 was still the edge, when they were still playing the hard stuff. It's like, leave it on the station. Leave it. Like, I don't, you sure I can change it? No, leave it. I want to listen to the song before I go to sleep. Okay, because I tried so hard to change the station for her. Like, no, she wanted to hear it. And the next morning, she's like, I couldn't sleep because after that song they just played all this loud stuff and I didn't like it. Like I tried to change it.
Tried to help you.
I tried to switch the stations.
Tried to.
I tried to put on your mellow, Ocean Sound station, but okay, I did what I could. But it was pretty funny. So yeah, now she kind of like has CDs and her own.
I still have a CD binder.
See, at least you have one.
So
I've seen that binder. I think you showed us numerous times.
I've got Styx. I've got the entire soundtrack of Vice City in there. I've got the entire soundtrack of San Andreas in there.
Ooh.
I've got the Eminem LP in there.
Oh wow.
I've got the Queen Greatest Hits.
Ooh, there you go. That's one of the
I'm not
classics.
going to try to play the poser. It's a greatest hit, so it's got a lot of the great songs.
Yep. See,
Um,
that's what I do with the Offspring right now. I have the greatest hits, but like I don't want to be that poser, so I'm actually going on a search to find all their albums, and I'm actually legit buying their CD albums right now. I'm like 4 short, but that hard part is since they're the older ones, they're going to be a lot harder to come by.
you ever check Movie Trading Company every now and then?
I do, yeah, and I do. I've gotten lucky, I've gotten some like their
Amazon it.
See, the thing about Amazon is like you can buy it, but it's like, oh, you can buy the soundtrack, you can buy the album. Is it the CD? No, it's the digital download. I don't want digital. I want the CD in my hand.
You want the physical CD?
It's like Stanley said about.
Wait, does
comics.
your car even have a CD player?
It does not. It does not actually. My old one card. My old card.
Yeah, the old Yaris used to have a CD.
My
The
blue
old
jelly bean.
Wheatmobile. The old Wheatmobile.
The blue jelly bean,
The
like
blue
how-
jelly bean.
That one did.
Not the Grey Ghost.
It was kind of janky.
Wheatmobile 2.0.
It was a little janky in the weather because sometimes it was too hot, too cold. It wouldn't work, so I kind of had to like warm it up first or get it stable.
People always talk about, driving, not paying attention to your phone. Back in my day, it was driving and switching CDs.
See, we had to switch CDs, look at the MapQuest paper we printed out. And
if you've seen the WebM, it's even funnier because it's just like,
it's
oh god, how did we not die when we were in that time?
We're over like slowly, oh shit! You got the papers in your mouth, trying to okay, don't drop this so you know where you're going. And then of course,
if you don't realize that, it's a lot easier because you can have Google Maps tell you where to go.
Yeah, you got the GPS, you got Google Maps, Wave, whatever.
A lot of those have voice guidance.
Now they do. They see because everyone here.
Back in my day, it was MapQuest.
Yeah, MapQuest. You always have to get someone to go with you so they can tell you where to go because it was so much easier. But then again, not everybody wanted to go where you want.
I will say because of MapQuest, we did find myself trying to go to a place in South Fort Worth and ended up in South Dallas. So
yeah, that was a fun trip. I wasn't there for that. I wish I kind of was so I can see how that turned out. And but that was the struggle back then. The struggle with the CDs. But for me, it's just I love CDs. That's just what I grew up with. So like I said, I'm on a quest.
It's all the small things.
I mean, then truth comes, truth brings, but
She was left the roses by the stairs.
I mean, surprised like that, she cares.
By the way, Postmodern Jukebox. There's a really good cover of that with...
I love that channel.
Yes. They do some pretty interesting covers with that kind of old school, 40s.
Yeah, they do a lot of mixing.
A little big band, kind of weird playing. And it works out really well. But it plays pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
With Puddle's Pity Party was one they did with that one, the Blink-182.
Oh, yeah, because I remember he also did one with, it was the Lord song.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Royals.
Royals, that's what it was.
Yep.
And then there's another one they did. My two
He also did Chandelier when he was on America's Got Talent, I think it was.
He did. Yeah, he did
Chandelier by Sia.
Because I think one of my two favorites from Postmodern Jukebox was...
which is also one of my favorite Sia songs. I do like some Sia songs, and that's one of them.
Yeah, Sia was pretty good. I do like Sia. Guilty pleasure for me right there. But Postmodern Jukebox, my two favorite ones they did was Stacy's Mom. And so one of the ones was actually Roar from Katy Perry when they did the big band version. It was funny because my brother-in-law showed me that video because at the time, before, when him and my sister got married, he was very, he's listening to, he's very big in that kind of thing. It's like, hey, you should show this to Roger, because there's a guy in the background with the tambourine, he's just waving that shit, dancing around and stuff. He was like,
yeah, it's you, because you're a hyperactive, weird little child.
Yeah, so he was like, does this remind you of Roger? Because he's always dancing, he's always doing something in the background, and then she saw, and she started laughing.
If you ever see us at a con, or if we ever get a panel, you'll notice how animated Roger can be when he talks.
I get very animated very quickly. It's just one of those, it's kind of...
He does Jerry Seinfeld hands every now and then. I don't even think he realizes it.
I mean...
What's the deal with airline food?
What's the deal with airline food?
But
yeah, the Postmodern Jukebox is my personal favorite. Something I kind of have.
Good one.
And it's always fun to see because when you always hear music in different genres, different forms,
it's really weird.
It works.
You listen to weird things like that. It just kind of plays very weird. There's a weird cover that's done by an idol anime band.
Yeah.
And it's September.
Yeah, they did I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, they sang September.
Mixed in with another one of their songs.
It's just a cute girl, flying in a jet. She's just singing September, and it's she's just dancing and stuff. It's really weird, but it works. I'm not against this idea. I like it. They do the whole song.
There's anime songs that do that to me too. Where it's just you listen to it, it's it's a fun little kickback. I will say when you get when you're getting into the moment, it's say the One Punch Man thing kicks off.
Oh, see that one gets you pumped up
you're just yeah. You hear that guitar start playing off, and you hear that nice little string.
Because that group Jam Project, if you think that song goes hard, listen to the other songs they go just as hard, if not even more. They're so much fun to listen to every now and then.
You Say Run.
Oh my god! So that trend, that song, it gets me in the feels.
That was a fun little meme.
It's a meme song, but it does every now and then it gets me in the feels.
I can still watch that scene from My Hero.
Same here.
Just watching All Might beat the shit out of that Nomu.
Because he's just going, because he knows this is limit, but he's
your power is shock absorption, not nullification. That means there's a limit. Oh shit!
And the funny thing is, All Might 2 also has a limit, but he's still going. And even the deck was he's not like throwing punches wildly. Each shot is 100%, and he's going past that limit. So
That's what's ultra.
and that's what I like about that song. It's like, you know,
Back in my heyday, I would have finished that with one mighty blow. But today, it took 300 mighty blows.
exactly. And for me, that song kind of like, it kind of hits me hit every now and then to home, where it's like, you know, just because like, you know, you think you're at the end of your rope, you just gotta keep going. You know, you gotta find what your limits are. And
You know what's
go past that.
another anime song that gets me going? It's funny because it makes me think of when we were playing that card game over at Matsuri. Right. It's about sing your favorite anime intro.
Yeah.
And I sang the intro to Outlaw Star.
Yeah.
It kicked off. I was like, oh yeah, I love that song.
Oh my god.
The ending song was a lot more sweet and somber. And it's like,
Yeah.
nice little kick that.
And it's always funny because when you hear some anime songs, you never think that there would be actually other songs like, you know.
Okay, it's just, you don't see them as like you know them as the anime song.
Yeah, and so like one good example would be Evangelion, like the ending, "Fly Me to the Moon."
Right. Which there's like 40 versions of.
Yeah, and it was like
Frank Sinatra has done a version of
Yeah,
that.
so Frank Sinatra, my personal favorite, you know, the original singer.
All the voice actors of Evangelion have done it. Both Japanese and English have done a version of "Fly Me to the Moon."
Yeah, and if you don't want the original singer was Brenda Lee, who sings "Fly Me to the Moon," which I got a little curious, and of course it's the main theme for the first Bayonetta game as well. That's kind of how I came across
Another
that.
version gets played in that one.
Yeah, so it's like a fun, whimsical version,
Much
but
more
that's
bouncier.
it really is. But when I heard "Fly Me to the Moon" and Evangelion, like okay, it's a nice little romantic song, and I liked it. And then I heard it later on in Bayonetta, but I was like, wait, that's the ending for Evangelion.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of it at first. It's just one of those where, like I said, it's just one of those songs where you connect some songs to animes or to certain things that you never expect to be an actual thing by itself.
But it's just songs that have that connection.
Yeah. Oh,
You
definitely.
hear "Fly Me to the Moon," that's what you would think. I mainly think of Evangelion. Some people think of Bayonetta.
Yeah.
You listen to anything from like Aerosmith, I start thinking either Dead or Alive or Armageddon.
Exactly. For me,
Um,
yeah. I mean, I'm the same way.
You
I'm
listen
thinking
to either Rolling Stone Sympathy for the Devil. I can think of a lot of Vietnam movie ideals that come up with that there.
Yep.
But it's a great song in general.
So another good song that was kind of like for like the war stuff was it CCR? Was it CCR? Not CCR. It was Fortunate Son.
Fortunate Son, Venus.
We got Clearwater Queens. It was CCR. Yeah.
It's playing. And I had this wonderful this joke that I had with one of my buddy Jim talking about if I ever had like money, just random money, and I wanted to create a little business venture, I would go buy an old Vietnam Huey.
Yeah. And just cruise around.
And I would get put an M60 on that because I can afford the tag stamp for a full auto. If you didn't know, in Texas you can order a full auto gun. You can pay everything. But go get one of those M6 put on site there, and then start flying, and take people on a little drink. You set up some targets, and it's just, you start blaring Credence, and just like let loose.
There you go. And you actually.
Some folks are born, man, to the rains like that.
Yes.
Just like,
Spoon hand. Yeah. Yeah. That's like.
it ain't me.
It ain't.
It ain't me.
That's like
I
one
ain't
of
on Senator Son, no.
See, to me, that's like another song that's kind of connected to certain things as well. And one thing I like about the quick sidebar when they reference Apocalypse Now in Gate,
Ride of the Valkyries.
Yeah, they play Ride of the Valkyries.
They do that wonderful helicopter ride. But again, that's that moment of music made the scene. Music connects you to that scene.
It does. Like
You have the Marine First Cavalry Division flying in with their helicopters.
either like in the dusk or the morning sun.
Captain Kilroy says, "Hit it." Next thing you know, you hear the opening intro coming up to it.
Yep.
It starts slowly doing its build, hitting that crescendo, and next thing you know, as soon as it gets to the point where they start letting loose, it's just firing, and that's where it's hitting. It's the whole bump, bump, ba-da-da-da, bump, ba-da, and then they're just letting loose rocket pods. Guys are on their 60s, are just letting loose on 60s.
everywhere.
Miniguns are spun up and just blaring.
Although, I think one of my other favorite songs that I connect to a lot is Mickey Mouse Club.
Well, that's Full Metal Jacket.
Exactly. But that's the funny thing, though.
Because that's their.
That's their ending.
I don't know if I can even call spoilers on a movie that's older than I am, but that has that wonderful moment of just a weird connection. And again, that brings the emotion to the music.
Yeah.
You guys see where it's a bunch of Vietnam soldiers
They
walking through a hellscape.
They just
marching
finished.
and doing what you gotta do, moving through. And what are they singing?
The Mickey Mouse Club
Mickey
theme.
Mouse Club theme.
They finished their mission. most of them, you know, yeah, they had casualties, but they were able to, the ones that could, they were able to walk home, like they were able to walk away, and they're all in unison just singing Mickey Mouse Club. And it's funny because like
well, the whole idea is that it's a coined. It's not a direct dedicated military term,
No.
but it is a coined military term that when you ask what is this Mickey Mouse bullshit, which is what is just this stupid childish thing that's going on. That's
Yeah.
what the whole thing is pointing to. I'm sure Brad Lindsay may have told you that.
Yeah,
but
Brad Lindsay.
what it brings you is the fact of what is this childish dumb bullshit.
But see, that for me, that's what also for music too. It can be like the weirdest, like the off the wall song. It can be the weirdest song ever,
Yeah.
but yet it still makes a scene. Because like you see all these soldiers, like you know these hard grit soldiers. You know they're walking around with the rifles in hand, just walking away covered in blood, guts, you know whatever. They're scarred, but yet they can still walk away singing the Mickey Mouse Club, which is like once again it's a child's theme song from a TV show.
But you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Exactly. But to me, it's like it was kind of weird. But the fact that I thought that song made the scene when they're walking away. You know, just
I know there's a YouTube channel on YouTube that's called Funker, and they play a bunch of music, a bunch of random YouTube videos from that are uploaded by soldiers. And one of them, it's a couple of guys singing Britney Spears.
oh
And
yeah,
then they start taking mortar fire.
Yep.
It's like you gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah,
You kick back, you're doing what you gotta do.
Yep.
But you know, it brings me to the next point of this wonderful weirdness of there are moments that you can do, and there's no music.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be a song. It's just the action, which is it becomes its own music of itself.
yeah.
And you don't get those moments too crazy much, but when you get them, they hit you hard.
It does. Like it'll hit you more than you think. You kind of
It's like the opening intro to like Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
When the bomb's going off, you're zooming in on Tom Hanks, and it's just his eardrums are blown at this moment. And it's you can barely hear the muffled fighting.
but you hear that.
You don't have to have no music. You have that wonderful.
That's all you hear. It's just that the high pitch. Yeah, just the high pitch squeal.
You don't need music. That scene itself is just showing you of oh god.
And that's one thing. That's one thing. Because people classify music very differently. You know, to them, that's the song. When they hear that sound, that's the song right there. They can make that into a song.
There's just things that just become musical in a sense on right there. It's like
You try hard enough. That's the same
it
thing. Right
literally
there.
brings that upon this thing. It's music to my ears. Because you have that
The
one
cliche.
moment I'll say like
You know, that cliche phrase, which a lot of us say that.
like a lot of people I'm sure they have that ASMR. ASMR is a huge thing still.
yeah,
And it's just there's something that just give people tingles.
yep,
Be it the whispering. I know a buddy of mine does the ASMR of going to the barber shop where he's getting his hair cut.
Yep.
And it gives you the nice, wonderful tingles.
Yep.
I'm a gun nut, so hearing like empty brass or empty shotgun shells bouncing off the cement floor, it's a whole different thing.
very much so.
But
yeah.
you know, that's what music does. It brings you to the moment. It gives you your connection. It gets you going.
It does. Like, it can be like the smallest things you can think of, really.
Right.
I mean, for me, it's like I can hear rain pattern. You give me rain pattern, thunder. That's like my
Right.
song. You know, that could be a song for me to go to
That's
sleep
it.
to.
And
You know,
kind of bringing you down, kind of winding down the podcast. And that's, like I said, that's what music does to you. It's a wonderful connection. There's soundtracks out there that people listen to like crazy that brings them to the moment. People have their song that gets them either pumped up, calms them down, brings them to their happy place.
Oh yeah.
That's just what music does. And you know, we all have our favorites. We all have our
Oh,
ways.
definitely.
And definitely
And you got the songs that take you back to when
take you back to either happy moments or somber moments that may bring you to happiness. But again, that's just music in general.
Yeah, I mean,
So
like you don't really think about it, but it's part of a thing. It's
Right.
part of your daily life. You know, you
Right.
sit here and say, oh, you know, I don't really
So-
want to do this, but
kick back,
relax.
enjoy your music, have the good times, and just always remember, happy days.
Ah.
But anyway, so this was the podcast. Like I said, this was the music cast. Keep a look out there. We're trying to keep up with the uploads. I'm trying to get the editing done as quickly as I can. We're trying to get the Twitter going. We're most likely, if we haven't, I don't know if we've already done it, but we're going to definitely have the Instagram up and running eventually. If we haven't
Yeah,
already.
I could probably start that soon.
But so that's just the way it goes.
Right.
Keep a look at it. Hopefully, we'll be able to do video podcast soon.
Hopefully soon.
If we get enough subscribers that allow us to start doing live streams, then we'll definitely live stream some stuff as well.
Definitely.
Especially, we might get some podcasts going for live streams, get some people in.
We would love to have that
And
soon.
then if we can get it, I've already been kind of in the process of seeing who we can get into it. get some people in on the podcast for
Yep.
interviews, have some fun kickbacks and everything. Just general fun times.
Yep.
And there's actually a couple of future things I have planned that we might be able to throw out there. Again, we also have the convention podcast, which is going to be done specially.
Yeah,
You'll see how it's going to happen. That's
that-
going to be a fun day.
That'll be test run. But and some good news is I was able to get some of our previous podcasts on Spotify. So just check that out. So it's going to be a little janky. I don't really quite know how you want to search on Spotify because we tried doing DFW AV for the link URL, but it didn't really work out too well.
Yeah.
So I guess let's just try it on Spotify. Actually, you know what? We'll link it. I'm going to link it in this
It'll be in
podcast.
the podcast. We'll throw it in the comments.
We'll put it in-
Roger will send me the link and I'll send it to y'all.
We'll put it here, and then we'll also, if you want to, we'll also have it in the channel itself. Just go to the about or wherever it is. We can post links. Just
We'll
check
have a
that-
link there. The first show we will have a
We'll
link.
have a link on Spotify. I'm trying to expand on iTunes. It's a little more tedious than I thought it was going to be, but I do hope to expand more, like on iTunes, Google Podcasts, all that kind of stuff. But like I said, luckily we are on Spotify. Thankfully,
Getting up there. We're moving on. We're definitely expanding horizons.
So it's little by little we're getting there. So look forward to those. Look forward to the Spotify podcast as well. I mean, it'll be just pretty much this right here that we just kind of move around a
That's
little
what you hear right now, just on Spotify.
bit. Exactly. We're not fancy.
Nope.
Try not to be.
Yeah. Well, I'm Nate.
And I'm Roger.
Y'all take these, and we'll see you for the next podcast.
Have a good night, guys.